Almost setting up.
And we're live on YouTube.
Not yet. Not yet. Slowly. Here it comes, and we are live. Welcome to the internet. Welcome to the world. Uh, oh, actually, yeah. Here we go. All right. I'm gonna have to turn this off now. Okay. There's a lag. All right. So let's let in our one student. Krishna. It'll be
Very exclusive
maybe
club.
other people will. All right. Welcome. Welcome to the world. Welcome to Lalit, the Krishna. Thanks for coming and joining us. And I'm sure other people will eventually make their way in. We're in overtime here, basically, right? We had started 6 weeks ago, Luther and I, running a kind of a shadow live stream for my class at UBC on rasas, and we enjoyed telling jokes so much last week that we were like, let's do some more and let's have Tyler with us. I love it. So it's an honor to have with us on our as yet nameless live stream cast. We have to come up with a good name for this.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
uh, Bana Club is
Mhm.
also there. It's a possible thing. Sanskrit Club. I don't know. But Tyler Richard comes to us from currently in New York in in the in the cool parts of New York and did his PhD at Harvard on Tamil and Sanskrit, right? Is that right? Tyler,
On
sort of
Tamil and Tamil. Yep.
specializing in Tamil and Sanskrit and all kinds of interesting stuff and he's part of what's known as the Bhana Club, that's a small but ever growing number of people interested in these kind of comedic one act plays in Sanskrit. Victor has also joined us. Victor, I was worried because you weren't on 1 hour in advance, but welcome to our little corner of fun. So last week we had talked about hasya, about humor, and I had kind of put out there that the one type, no worries, Victor. uh, I had put out there that there's like one type of humor in Sanskrit because I had a few years ago I had the strong opinion, the hot take that there's no such thing as the hasya rasa, right? That it's just Bharata was wrong, and everybody's been trying to like struggle with the fact that humor somehow just doesn't fit the rasa concept. Um, but then like at some point I was like, okay, wait, Vidushaka humor could be called hasya because we're not laughing directly at what the Vidushaka is doing, generally speaking. We're sort of laughing with the king who's laughing at his friend. So there's a kind of second degree humor that's going on. So sort of we had walked through Tyler last week a couple of scenes with Vidushakas and them like mistaking the khanda, Dvipadi khanda, this like
Mhm.
song type for a sweet a khanda, like a sugar candy.
Cool.
So which is funny, but not like you're not gonna laugh at that joke, right? Like you're gonna smile at the fact that the king is laughing or smiling at his friend. Uh, this week, I thought we could talk about humor and whether there is such a thing as a rasa, or is humor just this space outside of rasa, really, that uh, we can sort of work through some of the things, and then we can read some things I think you have for us, right, Tyler? And then I have some Bana materials for us from this play that I've been translating. Padataritaka. Yeah. How are we doing? What's New York like right now? Is it a madhouse? It's like
It's pouring
August.
down rain. So
Rain.
we have like a
Whoa.
summer monsoon kind of situation over here, which is
Oh, crazy. Well,
really
it's better
romantic.
than like a heat wave or something, right?
We've had our fair share of those as well. So Yeah, it's
Hmm.
I think Grishma is over and now we're entering the monsoon season.
Oh, crazy. Is there? Yeah, oh, that's good. Pretty soon it'll be like
Well, I
weird
just wanted
snow.
to break in here a little bit. I just didn't know,
Yeah.
Tyler, if you wanted to introduce yourself and your work a little bit. Just
Cool. Yeah, yeah. Or so yeah, so as Adish said, Tyler Richard, spelled like Richard, really embracing my Cajun and Acadian roots. And I am currently an independent scholar. I finished my PhD in 2025, wrote my dissertation on Barnes Kadambari, which I'm working on translating. Um, the like sort of my specialties or areas of expertise, I guess you would say like Kavya, Alankara Shastra, and also Tamil literature and literary theory. I read stuff all the way from Sangam and like Dolkapiam to medieval stuff to contemporary Tamil fiction and like hang out with writers when I go to Chennai. So
Oh.
I'm very excited. I'm going on honeymoon to Mauritius, South India, and a little bit of Sri Lanka, and
Hey,
spending Christmas Day in Madurai, which is going to be wild.
what?
With my wife Kate, it's going to be her first time
Yeah.
to
Oh
India.
yeah, congratulations in order, Tyler. This is like everybody's getting married these days.
oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank
So
you. Yeah,
And
but still a fresh bride, recently married man. I got married 2 weekends ago,
I
so.
can't believe you're taking her to your area of research.
Exactly. Get two mangoes with one stone, as you say in Tamil.
two mangoes. Pal palala palala.
And yeah, and so and stuff I'm working on right now is like as Atish said, I'm a proud member of the Bhana Club where the sort of Bhana that I've been thinking about and working on translating from a couple years ago is the Vasanta Tilaka by Varadacharya, which is like a medieval Bhana comedic monologue, or I kind of call them the walkie-talkie because it's the person walking around and like doing the Akasha Bhasha. And also have been translating a number of these kind of Rama transcreation plays. Like, you have like
Okay.
Uttarama Charita, like you have Murari's plays, but there's also like a whole constellation of like these plays that a lot of them from like the medieval period, a lot from South India. I'm working on I've translated one completely, which is called the Unmata Raghava,
Okay.
like Rama Unhinged, or like I say Rama Beside Himself.
Mm.
And I'm finishing up the second one, which has the same title,
Mhm.
What
which are all
time
sort
period
of
is this?
the first one is 14th century, and then the second
Okay.
one is 15th century.
Wow.
And the second guy, I think, was very aware of the first guy and trying to one
Mm.
up him. Because they kind of were from the same part of South India, like Vijayanagara area.
Oh,
And
okay.
um, I call them Rama dramas as like for short. And so just thinking about
Mm.
like transcreations and like they're all like these plays are kind of one act plays. And then yeah, also dabbling with some Tamil stuff and working on putting together a Tamil textbook from my days of teaching. Because I've in addition to doing my PhD, I also taught for 4 years at Columbia and then for a year proudly at UT Austin, Hook'em Horns. Uh,
Well, it seems like you've been keeping busy, so that's amazing.
yeah, or it's been nice to dip back into things after sort of having a different season outside of academia. So
Mhm.
um that's kind of intro. Also, I'm from rural Texas, so it's like I know how to milk a cow, which comes in handy sometimes when you're reading script lit.
Mhm.
Uh,
That's
and
good.
yeah, it's something that like when Atish wrote to me about being on this podcast, like it's been nice to sort of dive back in and sort of sort of revisit some of this discourse on Hasya Rasa and comedy in general.
Mhm.
And something that, like as you said, Atish, like
Mm.
this, like last week you were thinking about Hasya Rasa, um, and kind of what I've noticed in like sort of reading Bharata, reading Abhinavagupta, reading some other folks, is maybe there's even like two different pathways to Hasya Rasa.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And like there's the more traditional way of like, okay, you have like all the vibhavas that then are sort of coded for comedy that then lead to
Hmm.
hasya.
Hmm.
And then there's this semblance of rasa sort of
Hmm.
path, which is an alternate path.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of trying to figure out, I've been reading a lot of revisiting a lot of stuff that's supposed to be funny. It's been interpreted and read as funny, and trying to figure out if this theoretical framework, which I think is very sophisticated and interesting, if it does
Hmm.
the job of actually uh, like describing what everything that is funny, or if like there's
Hmm.
different types of funny.
Yeah.
Like Luther, I know you like you've been thinking about that a little bit.
Well, no, actually, I think that might be a good place to start because it kind of it comes off of what we were talking about last time. So that after we were talking about Hasya Rasa, it actually really changed my mind about what Hasya Rasa is, actually, our conversation last time. And actually,
Wait,
we'll
did I
probably
change your mind?
um I don't know if you did. I
That's
think
let's
together we
oh,
thought
okay,
through it
fine.
because I don't th
All right, I was
I
gonna be like
think
this is the
I
first time
keep
that's
just keep
ever
thinking
happened
through,
in
sorry.
like 20 years of
Yeah,
knowing.
okay, sure, you changed my mind. Sure, you changed my mind. You changed my
What
mind.
did I just
But
really?
no, no, the thing though is that, I had this definition in my head, which I think we'll get to in just a second, where's Bharata's definition, which basically makes it sound like Hasya is a failed rasa, is a failed other rasa in a certain sort of way. But when
Right.
talking about it in terms of this rasa thing, it seems like, and again, this is the idea that I have in my head now, and you can tell me
Hmm.
I'm wrong, change my mind, which is to say, I, I come back to the idea of a sitcom now in
Mm,
that for a sitcom, like take Friends or something, some basic sitcom, you just have a group
Hmm.
of characters in a setting that is primed
Hmm.
for you to think it's funny, right? Where then it's not the jokes that make you laugh. Oh, sorry, it's not the jokes that make the rasa. It's the kind of whole setting that's priming you, like, oh, this is a humor. This is, I'm ready to
Right.
experience this kind of general feeling, which is the same thing we were
Hmm.
saying about the Vidushika. So actually, when
Hmm.
you laugh, that's not hasya rasa, right? That's just something.
Hasa. That's
Sorry, hasa.
hasa.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah,
no, that's what I'm
exactly.
saying. It's
Yeah,
it's
that's
the
just
bhava.
laughing.
Hasa. You're just laughing.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
but that's not a rasa experience.
It's
That's
not a
something
rasa
different.
experience. Yeah.
So then, like, how do we tease apart these different strands?
Yeah.
And actually, just as a side note, sorry, I know I'm talking too much. I was obsessed for a little while.
Not possible.
I was obsessed for a little while with a show whose name I can't say on live stream, but it's Kevin Can F himself. I don't know if you've ever seen or heard of the show, and it's shocking.
No.
It's one of the most shocking and amazing TV shows because it's shot like a sitcom and then it'll be shot like a realistic, gritty drama. But it's the same story and it'll
Mm.
flip back and forth between them. So like you have these standard set sitcom characters, the goofy husband who always has the plots and the ploys, the
Hmm.
wife who does all the work and is kind of like overwhelmed, and it's always like the attractive woman, the kind of schlubby man, this kind of so it's like a sitcom setup, and then all of a sudden it will switch to gritty reality, and like, what if there were really people like this in the world? And it becomes like horrifying, and like you're like, oh my God, you're in an abusive relationship, run. It becomes
I
like this totally
see.
different experience, but it's because we're set up by our vibhavas and anubhavas to be like, oh, this is going to be funny, like
Mm.
this whole thing is going to be funny. It's just like how it's set up that
Hmm.
tells you what sort of show you're watching and what you want to
I see.
experience.
I I always got that feeling in a bit from like shows like Curb Your Enthusiasm, where it's like you'll be watching that show and you're like, if this person was just like yelling in real life this much, like it would be like, what is wrong with this person?
Yeah,
Like Larry David's just like, ah, like
yeah, yeah.
there's a certain kind of
But I guess that's the kind of point. So then I guess then for Tyler, I mean, just say like, yeah, how do you kind of disentangle this, or how are you
Actually,
thinking?
by the way, on that note,
Yeah.
a student in the comments to our podcast last week had said, in fact, like she made a good point that laugh tracks in modern TV shows kind of function in a way to create a rasa
Hmm.
like a
Yeah.
anubhava, basically.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
you laugh when you hear the canned laughter. And she was talking about how it doesn't really feel like genuine humor
Yeah.
in a sitcom because there's like this laugh track
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, yeah.
there. Yeah,
And
like in the kind of classic sitcom.
well, we'll have to define rasa basa here maybe a little bit, or the
Right.
semblance of rasa or the appearance of rasa. But then I was thinking on the
Yeah.
other side of things, it's when you get something like, sorry, I'm throwing out a lot of weird things, like David Lynch's movie Inland Empire, when they have that fake sitcom with the laugh track, but it's just creepy because it
Mm.
just doesn't feel right. It has all these
Hmm.
things, but it doesn't quite work. So it becomes like creepy and horrifying. So like
Right.
where, so like we
That's Hasyabhasa, maybe.
yeah,
Hasyabasa.
Hasyabase, which is very, that's high level there, so
Yeah.
That's next level. Did we want
Um,
to, Tyler, let me know if
yeah.
you want me to share that thing or something, or
Um,
I'm trying to,
I think like so with the once we get to reading these couple verses together, I think this will kind of help us, it'll at least give us a help us maybe tease out two different forms of hasya.
Mhm,
So
hmm
like the third verse that I pulled, which comes from Mamarta's Kavya Prakasha, like 11th century poetic text. Um, it like I was I read it like it's doesn't really have any context in just from Mamarta himself. So I was reading a couple different commentaries, and this is a verse that at least one of the commentators is like, okay, this is Hasya Rasa that comes from Hasa,
mhm,
and
hmm
which is there's no mention of it's not Rasa Bhasa, it's the comedic sentiment that comes from laughter, mirth, that kind of thing. And they spell out pretty nicely within the system of, okay, here's the foundational factor, the alambana vibhava. Here's the stimulating factor, the uddipana vibhava, et cetera, and goes through that. Whereas then the other two that I pulled seem to be this kind of more meta, I don't know, like it's
Why don't we
something
look at
that's
those?
less
Yeah.
immediate, which is like the breakdown of one of the heroic rasa and then of the erotic amorous rasa.
yeah, let's
But
look
I
at those.
think
Yeah.
Let's just jump right in.
cool.
So walk us through
There,
what you,
yeah, yeah. So at
I
least with
can
this, so
blow this up a little bit here. Let me know if it's too small. Is that good?
yeah, this is great. This is great. Like, should we look at the just the little
Yeah.
theoretical stuff that I pulled? Yeah. So
Yeah.
then
Sure.
we'll get to the
Yeah.
meat and potatoes of like I included some just rough translations here, and then we'll get to the meat and potatoes of the close read in. With the
Mm.
actual illustrations of funny things. Like what I pulled are a couple verses that appear in the Natya Shastra by Bharata. And when he talks about Hasya Rasa, he basically kind of it's pretty quick where he's just simply he defines it like already here it's like a you see that he defines it as like an imitation of Shringara of the erotic flavor or like as I say the erotic sentiment or erotic aestheticized emotion. And so, interestingly, he ties it specifically to Shringara, whereas then later folks then will expand it and say, no, you can have like something, you can have this aesthetic, this comedic flavor come from any type of imitation or failure or semblance from the other aestheticized emotions. After he just gives this quick definition where he links it to Shringara, he then like talks about the various vibhavas. And so something that kind of sticks out to me is like this discussion of misfits of things that don't fit or aren't appropriate. And so
Mm.
language that you'll often see in Sanskrit are adjectives like vikrita, and then this like noun anauchitya, which is a very like loaded kind of conceptual term of like impropriety or what's not proper.
Hmm.
And the sort of the factors, the vibhavas, these ingredients that lead to hasya rasa often have to do with things being inappropriate. And like people, later theorists will like sort of run with that in different directions. But this is like a very early sort of description of how hasya works. And it's interesting to see. It's kind of like there's both the factors, but then there's also this like allusion to rasabhasa. It doesn't use abhasa exactly here. It uses the word anukriti as an imitation, but it's kind of gets the general gist. Um,
Which one are we looking at? This is the.
these are just the first two, I guess I would
Yeah.
say.
Oh, okay, okay. No, it's the.
Um,
Oh, Anukriti here. Shringara Anukriti Riyatu Sahasyastu Prakirtitaha.
yeah,
Hmm.
That
exactly.
which is where there. I wonder. Oh, I see. When there's a uh, an imitation of Shringara,
Hmm.
right? An Anukriti, that we can think of as something to laugh at, right? Hasya.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
And then like I included here the description of like you can see like in the for the next verse like we have the
right.
it arises utpadyate
Hmm.
vibhavaihi. So like through these factors by means of these factors and then we got the super long Dvandva compound that kind of lays out various factors that then can lead to the creation of this aestheticized emotion.
Hmm.
Um
Yeah, yeah. We can go through this maybe. So
And
that
also,
is.
and also, like I just in terms of these. Oh, sorry to interrupt, Adish, but like
Mhm.
I do really think it is quite telling that the first thing it says is Vikrita Paravesha Alankara. So like
Yeah.
the clothes that don't fit and are for somebody else, ornaments that are
yeah,
so like it automatically has this idea in it. I mean, they're talking about clothing, of course, but it's also like these people are wearing things that are inappropriate for them, that aren't who
Mhm.
they actually are. They are not in
yeah,
their proper place, you know.
yep.
And like one of the, that's one of the markers of something funny, especially in a system that is so rigid in terms of categorization. Like if you're wearing something that you shouldn't wear,
Yeah.
that is
Or it's
funny.
Charlie Chaplin,
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Charlie Chaplin,
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
yeah.
The
and like what I found here too is like you also have like this seems like more, I don't know, immediate or straight things that we would often say, oh yeah, like that can be funny, like someone wearing an outfit that doesn't fit, someone
Mhm.
like who,
Vistarshtia, that's what you're translating as
yeah, that's what I
excessive
have it.
desire.
Yeah,
I feel like it's also like kind of like someone who's like way too enthusiastic, you know? Like desire is definitely one of the
yeah,
Darshtia things, but like if someone, like if someone's like not cool and just way too like, oh yeah, kind of like that, that's funny. You
Over
know what I mean? Like,
enthusiastic.
over
yeah, no?
enthusiastic, yeah, yeah,
I think like not just in the realm of desire, but in
Mm,
anything
yeah,
like be cool, man. Like that, like that kind of
yeah.
like someone who's like just over enthusiastic. It's like that. Yeah, Lolia is audac. Is that the audacity or which one?
well, I thought,
Yeah, for
well,
the
no, really, okay.
or
Uh,
like and this is like a rough and
Hmm.
ready translation. So like
yeah,
No,
we
no
could
worries.
talk through
Yeah,
all these terms.
yeah.
yeah.
But it's
And
often like stuff
kuhaka.
that kind of
Sure.
fits into that kind of fits into like
The Vidushaka is doing
yeah,
basically.
Vidushika and like also just like more I don't know what you call them like demotic forms
Mhm.
of comedy like
Mm,
I
mm.
also like something that I use in my head to think about maybe the difference between Hasyarase that comes from Hasa versus from like one of these like failures of another rasa is
Mm,
like the
Right, right.
difference between watching like I don't know watching a stoner comedy versus like I don't know the people laughing when you go to an
Evil
art house
Dead too.
film um
Well, to
or
me,
like
gore movies in the 80s and 90s, those were basically rasabhasa, Like they were
yeah
funny
yeah
because they were just so ridiculous and
or
like
like
the
mystery
amount
science
of
theater
blood that's
yeah
like
mm,
flying
yeah.
all over the place. I mean, it's like that's why we would watch it, right? Not to get horrified or scared by the movie, but to because it was absurd, right? Yeah, that's
totally
something. Yeah,
totally
yeah. So
um
we have kuhaka is this trickery. Asatparalapa is our lying prattle, like
Hmm.
that, like
Yeah,
bullshit,
yeah.
basically, right? And then Vyanga Darshana.
Hmm.
I guess I should somehow the formatting.
So like often you'll see like characters will have like either physical deformities or like for example in Mrichakatika, the little clay cart by Shudraka, like you have the
Mhm.
villain what's his name? Samstanika, who also is called Shakara because he has a
Hmm.
lisp.
Hmm.
And that's supposed to help like amongst like also he doesn't make any sense often when he's talking. Like
Hmm.
he's tasting sounds and like hearing
Hmm.
sights.
Yeah.
But that's also is like a what sort of
When
uh
it's out of place, basically, this is this incongruity idea,
Yeah.
right, of
yeah,
humor. It's
totally.
like things that are deformed. Like today, we wouldn't be, I mean, it's not funny in modern kind of contexts, but like like physical deformities. There's a joke in the Pada Taritaka I was considering briefly bringing up today about, because it's just so wrong, about like a courtesan who's a hunchback, right?
Mhm.
And he's like, anyway, but yeah.
But then again, I mean, that is so like if you think about like even in well, I was gonna say modern Bollywood movies, but even
Yeah.
comedies and whatever, like the sidekick is always like there's like the hot guy hero, whatever, and then the kind of not as attractive, wearing whatever. Like you can see it
Screech.
in
That's
well, yeah,
Screech
well, I
from
mean, like
Saved by the Bell,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, a Screech, yeah, exactly, yeah. Dustin Diamond, we
Or
love
who's
you,
that
but
one
like
in
yeah, we have the
yeah, Family
yeah,
Ties or
yeah, we
whatever.
have
They all had
Urkel,
them,
yeah,
right?
Urkel, exactly.
Urkel.
Wearing his
Urkel's
clothes that
there,
don't fit
right?
right, that aren't cool, these sorts of things. I do think we still use these things marked. And again, it might be not as politically correct or not as marked
Exactly.
now, but
Not as
there
marked.
is
Yeah.
always the kind of, the
The goofy
you know
sidekick
the
kind of thing.
yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that in casting or whatever, these are you're allowed to be the sidekicks can have different sorts of there was a funny word that I heard once, different sorts of profiles or something like that than
Okay.
the hero
Oh,
can, which means to
Right,
say they
right.
can look like real people or different or funny, you know
Hmm. Hmm.
so it is interesting though.
That's your Vyanga Darshana. Then we
Yeah.
have Doshodaharana. Uh,
so and I think yeah, and I think exposing faults here. And like you see here,
yeah.
like there's no mention of Abhasa of this being sort of like a meta reflective, enjoyable state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something that will like there's an allusion to it in that previous line with the Shringara Kritihi, but we're
Hmm.
still like we're following like Bharata's following the okay, we're gonna provide you with all the factors and there's kind of a direct line
Mm.
to Hasya. Um, I have another just from a
To me,
little
it's
bit.
so like it feels like it's solidifying my thought still, which is that really humor was boiled into our Vidushaka, like like the
Hmm.
Vidushaka is the kind of comic relief and all of these things. Because you're not gonna have like the king wearing the wrong clothes or having any of these, he's not gonna be deformed or
Hmm.
he's not gonna lie and like all of those things are not, you know what I mean? Like in a play, which is what ultimately Bharata is, like he's writing to make plays, right? To sort of standardize plays. Like, doesn't it feel like, okay, everything is being just, this is the
I,
Vidushaka,
I agree with you, Atish, and I think that you need to have that impropriety like tactfully sort of
Mm,
contained with it, like in the sense of like, oh, like you can have impropriety in a prahasana because genre-wise, it's like you're in that setting where impropriety is can lead to hasya. If you
Hmm.
have like
mm,
something that's more of like a nataka kind of thing,
mm,
um, like it's not defined by impropriety. So you have these moments of like, oh, like you have a character type who can sort of violate norms and act inappropriately in certain ways. And like that
mm.
doesn't jeopardize it doesn't become a dosha.
Hmm.
It doesn't become a dosha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it becomes the place where you can have doshas because then they're being channeled into humor,
They're being
like all
channeled.
of
Yeah.
these. Like these, you're kind of like the dosho daharana, like you're actually taking humor and using it rather than, you know what I mean? Like it's like,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, let's play
Hmm.
around with doshas with flaws, but make them still channel them into like a rasa experience,
Hmm.
You're creating that context. And like Luther,
Creating,
when you're
yeah.
I'm still thinking about when you're like, okay, when you place the sitcom in the
Hmm.
like in this setting of like the sound stage and you have the live audience kind of thing, like then
Like
what
it's normal,
could be
right?
mundane becomes
Yeah.
it's like you're set up to enjoy it as funny.
Yeah, exactly. And then if it happened in real life, that person would be a
It
psychopath.
would be frightening.
Yeah.
It would be like bizarre.
By the way, I
Uh,
highly recommend that TV show. It's really fascinating, actually.
What's it called?
Kevin can F himself.
Ah.
It's
What
great.
is it? But okay. Is it recent? No.
Oh, yeah, it's in the past last few years.
Wow.
It was with the actress that was in Schitt's Creek. I
Okay.
don't know her name, but she's very
You can
good.
say that.
But it's spelled Schitt.
Well, maybe the other one is spelled, Phuc.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, oh, wait, sorry, what was I gonna say? Yeah, it is. I don't know. I do find this really fascinating, though, this idea of impropriety and how impropriety gets channeled. And I'm sorry to, again, set off all these
Mm,
other asides, but one of my favorite moments in all of contemporary literature is that scene in A Passage to India
mm,
where Dr. Aziz notices the other guy is missing a button or something, or like a
mm,
thing, and he gives the guy, he's like, "Oh, here, borrow mine." So he gives it to that guy. So that guy wears
mm,
it, but then
mm.
Dr. Aziz is missing it. And then they go to the party, and everyone looks at Dr. Aziz is like, "Oh, these Indian people don't know how to dress. This guy is missing his little button thing or whatever."
Yeah.
And like there, it's like super tragic because like we know the story and we know what goes
mm,
on. Like he's actually being a nice guy, but everybody else is being judgy in this different sort of way. So it does show like how judgment and appearance get really caught
mhm,
up in how we perceive things and how we're
Mm.
ready to perceive things and how it feeds into just how we're assessing a situation. Sorry, that's kind of a more depressing sort of image
Yeah.
of this, but I do think it is really interesting how, um, what's the word? How visual this is. What Bharata says here. And again, I know we're talking about
Yeah.
these vibhavas, so we'd expect that, but it's just the way that these kind of internally, like crazy things are visualized externally. That's what we look for. That's how we can
right.
tell in a play when something's going on.
Yeah.
Well,
And which we can talk about more when we get to we can revisit that when we're talking about panas and translating them and
Hmm.
yeah,
like
yeah,
when there's so
absolutely.
much that happens that's not on the page because it's a performed thing and
Yeah,
like
Mm,
um the final thing I have from Bharata, this is just a little bit later in the sixth chapter, is again just like you really this is the verse where you really see hammered home like this idea of the incongruous or the improper. Where again just saying like when you like we have the so iti rasaha samrito hasyaha. So it's like we have the comedic flavor, it like comes together, whatnot. And that
hmm
iti, I think, is like it's kind of like a causative sort of has a relationship. So like when the previous holds.
hmm
right.
So it's like when someone hasati, so that is to say when someone laughs,
hmm
um, due to all sorts of things. And we have this list of instrumental
Mm,
plurals. So
hmm
where you have the viparitalankarahi,
right.
again, like that, those,
Incongruous
Or incorrectly, like
visual.
turned around,
Yeah.
yeah, or inappropriate, yeah,
yeah, totally. And like, and we'll see that one of the examples that I brought has
Oh, I
it
see. Yeah.
really
Upside down.
illustrates this where it's like, oh, you have normally like the rosary bead, you're wearing it as like an earring.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
Yeah.
and in addition to that, again, like you have this idea
Should
of
this be
behavior.
Abhidana? It should be a
yeah,
long one.
Abhidana, yeah,
Vicharabhidhana. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Vicharabhidhana.
Aha.
Sadhu, sadhu. Um,
What is it?
and then you have like this
No.
Vikrita Achara, Abhidhana, and Vesha, which is
hmm
interesting where it's like, okay, like behavior, like statements and outfits,
hmm
Right.
referring to like
Oh,
different
by the
elements.
way, so
Okay.
Bhanudatta has the same definition, right? Like he just borrows from
mm
this, but
Okay.
then
Yeah.
Shelley translates Vikruta as grotesque. And I had to like stop the tape and be like, Vikruta actually isn't grotesque because that sounds like disgusting or
Yeah,
it's actually it's like what
Yeah.
you're saying. It's misfit, right? It's
Hmm.
something
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
Or
behavior wrong,
incorrect, as
improper,
Luther said.
wrong.
Incorrect.
incorrect or wrong.
Yeah, screwed up, kind of. It's vikruta, done
Hmm.
wrong, literally, right? Like,
Hmm.
yeah.
And then interestingly, then we have like the final thing is the Virkritayar Artha Visheshahi. So it's like
Mhm.
these Artha Vishesha. Like this is where I translated from back in the day as Artha Vishesha as like as meanings.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Uh, which I'm not sure if that's the if I
I would
need to
take it
kind of
as
look at something that was
ideas in this case,
ideas, yeah. Because it's
Like,
different than
because the
state like
ideas are weird. I mean, vikruta here just means weird to me, right? Like,
yeah, yeah.
the specific ideas are just
Weird
weird,
opposite. Yeah.
Like, then it's funny. It's
Hmm.
like we had that in the joke last week, right? Where like the Vidushaka thought they were talking about candy, but they were talking
Hmm.
about songs, and so it's
Yeah.
funny because
Yeah.
he took the wrong meaning, right? The wrong idea. He got the wrong idea, basically.
Yeah.
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 Hmm.
And so again, it's just like we have this idea. It's rooted. It's very striking that I like when thinking about contemporary theories of humor,
Hmm.
impropriety theory or incongruity
Hmm.
theory is like it's one of the main
It
channels.
is, yeah.
And like
Yeah.
you got Bharata,
Hmm.
who he's not even coming up with this on his own, probably. He's
Hmm.
like recording like discourses that had been prevailing. Like people have been thinking about this in South Asia.
Well, you know what what Orientalists would have said, right? They got
Right.
it from Aristotle,
Oh
right? When
yeah.
they
That's
got
right.
the
Yeah, that's
drama
right.
from the Greeks, right? There's this whole, like,
Oh
I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
tell you when I started studying Sanskrit, like, Bob wanted me to read Keith, right? This is like part of my
Oh
like
man, yes.
exams. I had to read Keith, and half of Keith is like trying to prove A.B. Keith, the most
Yeah.
like
Oh, I know. Yeah, I have
ornery man in
he,
history, in the
he has
history of
some
Sanskrit
juicy things
studies.
to say about the play that I translated, the Rama Unhinged one, where he just calls it stupid.
Yeah, no, I mean half of it, yeah, like most of the things he just hated. But he particularly had this thing where he wanted to prove that, India got theater from the Greeks, which is
Aristotle.
the
Yeah.
stupidest idea. But
By the
there
way,
it is.
can I
Yeah.
venture just another idea just about this Artha Vishesha? And
Yeah.
again, I was just taking it as, and it has particular meanings that are wrong.
Hmm.
So, like, I was just saying, like, when you use particular words wrong in wrong meanings
Hmm.
or something like that, I was thinking like that might be a possibility. That's kind of what came to my mind.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right.
Yeah. And I think that's different than like, for example, like I don't know, someone who's supposed to not use foul language using foul
Mhm.
language. Like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
that's that it gets to more of the statement, the abhidhana, which is different than like misusing a word.
yeah. And I
Hmm.
was thinking again for this example, like that 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 one scene in the Kathasar Sagar where the guy said, where the woman says, "Don't splash me." She says, "Modicum, ma udicum," and
Right,
he hears
exactly.
"modicum." So that's like an artha. I think that's
It's
like
Yeah.
a specific meanings are vikrita. And like
Yeah.
right.
that's what makes it
Weird, right?
funny to
Yeah.
us because we
Yeah.
know you're not
We
supposed to.
know the
That's
right
so
meaning.
like I don't know. That's kind of what
Yeah.
I was thinking, but
I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah.
that would
Yeah.
be yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking as well. I just, it's like, oh, you got the wrong idea.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
like,
Oh yeah,
to
okay.
me, like
Oh yeah, okay.
idea,
No, okay. Now I understand.
idea kind of captures it a little bit. Like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
we wouldn't say like you got the wrong meaning. I don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like in English.
yeah.
But what were you? Oh, I was saying like yeah, like incongruity theory is like traced to Aristotle, right? Actually,
Mm.
this is
Yeah.
like the inventor of that theory. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if people are like, "Barata is just copying." But no, I do think like that's humor is humor, and I think partly it's like this idea that so it's not just that it's all these viparita and vikruta things, right, that are causing humor. It's because someone laughs
Hmm.
by those things. So the hasati there is the key, because the things could be sad, right? Like
Hmm.
if someone's wearing the wrong clothes, or if they're, there's a certain, if they're like I mentioned this in the videos that we have more guests. Oh, Luke is here. Welcome. I mentioned in the videos that, you know, okay, if someone's wearing their shoes the wrong way, like you put your left shoe on your right foot and your right shoe on your left foot. If you do it as a gag, it's funny, but if you do it because you know, you don't realize, right? Like there's a cognitive like error that's happening. We wouldn't laugh. We would feel sad, right?
Hmm.
Like it wouldn't
Yeah.
be hasya. It's the
Or if there's,
hasati
yeah.
that's like essential there, right? Like the one laughs by those things, then it's hasya.
Yeah.
If it's a serious cognitive error, then we don't, it's not hasya. It's karuna, right? Like it's a, I don't know.
Or something like, when we know somebody is a a king or a princess and we see them in rags. Oh, so sad.
Yeah.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like if they're, the Harishchandra story is like
Yeah.
that, right?
Or
Like the
there it is.
Harishchandra is so, abject that he's unrecognizable as
Mm.
himself anymore. He works in the cremation grounds. It's not funny at that point. It's sad, right? Like, yeah, there's a so I think to me, I was just point that out. This has to be
Yeah.
there
And
has to be a laugh that's involved, right? In order for us
yeah,
to
yeah. And I didn't include this, but just we can just allude to it before we move on is like
Mm.
another verse in that Bharata has kind of while discussing Hasya is outlining the six different types of laughter. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he enumerates them. He does, and then later commentators explain like, okay, like some of them you show your teeth, like, and then also like whereas other ones like you're literally crying because you're laughing so hard, and then
Yeah.
different types of laughter are appropriate to different
Those
social
Shelley
classes.
has good translation of those, like
Yeah,
chortling and chuckling and
yeah,
guffawing.
yeah.
I love those.
A
Shelley did
guffaw.
well with those translations.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bhanudatta has those as well. That's this
Cool,
those
cool.
six levels too are, social norms as well, right? Like so the idea is that if you react the wrong way, then you're seen because they're classed, right? The high characters are supposed to laugh in a certain way. I don't know if Bharata does that. Does he do that, Tyler? Do you remember?
Yes, yes,
Are
he
they
does.
there?
Yes, he
So
does.
like your
Yeah,
status, your social
dictates how
status
you.
actually contours how you
Mhm.
react. So then too, like if someone doesn't laugh the right way, we could find that funny because it's
Yeah,
incongruous, right? It's some sort of meta humor. Oh, look at
it could be.
how
Yeah,
the
for sure.
Vidushaka's laughing the wrong way, right? Then there's a kind of humor about a meta humor, maybe.
Mhm.
Totally. So
Yeah.
it's interesting, like you just see like things are a little, I think a little loosey-goosey in like kind of how a lot of like theoretically loosey-goosey how a lot of Natya Shastra is, where it's like we're including a bunch of discourse and like accounts that exist, but maybe it's
Hmm.
not like a watertight philosophical system. Um,
Yeah.
and but it's still like you see there's a lot of interesting threads that then people run with later on. And
Hmm.
so one of them is, of course, Abhinavagupta.
Yeah, the
And
least funniest of them all.
oh my God, yeah, he's
The man with
um
no sense of humor, I think.
and
I could
and
be
he
wrong.
Yeah.
Feel free to correct me, Luther, if you think that
Oh, he's hilarious.
Abhinav Gupta is funny.
and so
You
he
know
has
that, oh no, it's Ananda Vardhana who also not a funny man, right? Ananda Vardhana wasn't. Have you seen the joke that Rajashekara made about Ananda Vardhana?
no, but
Maybe
I
I
feel
should,
like
or
or
maybe
like
I'll dig
there
that
is a
up.
clear like Rajashekara, he was funny. Like
Yeah, oh
he was
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, he
like
was the funniest man. He was so funny that, in my opinion, Kshemishwara was sick he's like, let's get serious now, because Kshemishwara is a junior contemporary, right, to
okay, cool.
Rajashekara in the same
Yeah.
court, and my reading of Kshemishwara's plays, because Kshemishwara's plays are the serious ones, the ones about Harishchandra and Nala. These are not
Yeah.
comedies at all. He has no Vidushakas. Uh, actually, I may be wrong. He might have a Vidushaka, but they're not. They're like they get very serious, right?
Mm,
My feeling is like, okay, he's like, let's enough of this just like hijinks and silliness. Let's use theater the way Bhavabhuti used to use it because it was in the same
Mhm.
court as Bhavabhuti just a century and
mm,
a half later, right? So He's like,
Mm.
let's bring it back to the some gravitas instead of just
Mhm.
like
Stop messing
slapstick
around.
and
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But in any case, but
Anyway,
Rajashekara
sorry.
has a good joke about Anandavardhana where he makes fun of his name, basically. He's like says
Cool.
Kasya no Anandavardhana or something like that, like using basically sarcasm, right? Like whose or whose joy does he not increase? This
Oh, I
fellow
love
with a
that.
theory, yeah. Anyway, Karunadi.
Yeah, and so here we see like so this is from for those tuning in from Abhinavagupta's Abhinava Bharati, which was his commentary on Bharata's Natya Shastra, and amazing like
Still not completely edited, right?
I
Oh
don't think
no.
This
Oh,
text.
oh God, no. No, it's anyway, that yeah,
yeah.
it's
One of the
the
biggest
manuscript
things that needs to
tradition
be done.
is in it's difficult. It's one of the most corrupt. Anyway,
Yeah.
we don't have to talk about that. But anyway.
And so like this is so
What's more
something
corrupt, this manuscript or the US government? Ah!
um
Sorry.
and so what he does here, which is
Now
interesting.
we're gonna get the subscribers. Sorry, go
Um,
ahead.
and so yeah, and so he kind of runs with this idea that we saw in that first Bharata quote that like, oh, you can have Hasya that imitates Sringara, but or like sort of is a somehow like is a
Hmm.
mockery of it, a distortion of it, a burlesque of it. But he takes it even further, where he says like Dana, and so करुणाद्याभासेषु अपि हास्यत्वं सर्वेषु मन्तव्यम्. So the what makes something funny, hasyatvam, or
Yeah.
like the quality of the like what makes the comic flavor, is thought to exist in the abhasa. And so here we see this phrase coming up for the first time. This like it's a sort of a shade, like like it's often translated as semblance, something that resembles,
Semblance.
but it's not the real thing. A
Yeah.
distortion, even if you add that like a little normative sort of bent to it.
Hmm. I like
And
that. Yeah.
and
Mhm.
like a semblance or a distortion of Karunadi.
I like
So
Bizarro.
from a bizarre, yeah, exactly. Similar like
It's
so it's not the
Bizarro Karuna.
original. It's recognizable as like being like
Right. No.
somehow related to the original, but it's not. It's got a mustache,
Mhm.
or whatever. And
It's
of Karunadi, so of the tragic rasa, etc. So, and we also have Sarveshu. So it's not. This is an important like this Api and the Sarveshu.
mhm.
It's from all um the rasas where you can have comic like you can have Hasya arise
Oh, are you
from.
taking it?
I'm taking it. Yeah, I'm taking this as
Okay.
like a.
Going
It's
with the Karunadya Vyaseshu.
yes, yeah, exactly, and like also that uppy of like having that sort of inclusion, and which I said here of the tragic flavor
Vyaseshu?
along with all the others. Um, and then he says, so
Hmm.
anauchitya pravritti kritameva hi hasya vibhavatvam. So, like
Mm.
after all, he like the factors that yield the comic flavor,
Hmm.
what makes something like a hasya vibhava, um, lies precisely, and I think it's like an emphatic ava, in the it's like lies in, I guess, behavior, pravritti, which
Yeah.
I guess embodies or like the behavior characterized by analchitya, by this
Inappropriateness.
impropriety.
Yeah.
Um,
It was, I forget that he's writing before Kshemendra, right? Is that what? Because
he's
Kshemendra's, you
writing,
have it next in here, but oh yeah, I guess you're, yeah. Sort of he would have come up with this idea of Anochitya before Kshemendra. Is that what you're
I think
thinking?
so. This is kind of based on my
Yeah, yeah.
digging by pulling from
Sure. Yeah,
secondary
no,
literature.
I take
But
your
if anything, it's like they're at least thinking about it at the same time. And this
the same
idea of an
time.
auchitya of impropriety is, or like of what's not proper is very much at like the front of people's minds as they think through humor.
Yeah.
Um, and um, so you see this expansion, you see this sort of like Abhinavagupta pivoting and not being like, oh, it's like when you have like people dressed up in like it's
Uh-oh.
like
We lost
wearing
Luther, huh? In the
we did lose Luther.
uh-oh. He'll come back. Anauchitya. But
But you see the
sorry,
shift
yeah.
from like you see the shift from like, oh, like what makes a comedic rasa is like, oh, like having big shoes and like saying the wrong thing, to Abhinavagupta really being like, okay, like I'm gonna like we want to talk about it as um it's where you have like this failure of another type of rasa. Um
Right. So he's actually saying there is a state of being hasya. Like he wants it to be a full-fledged rasa, this
yes, he does.
semblance of, so that's a pretty strong thing, right? Which is that
100%.
he's saying
100%.
you have these like kind of like clown clothes that you could wear to make a joke, or you in fact, like when you're trying to do this other thing and you fail to do it, if you're trying to make fear or tragedy and so on, and it only becomes a semblance of it, then actually it generates humor, hasya as a
With
rasa, right?
yeah, and with the right context, because like you can also just
Right.
have the failure of a rasa, and it's just like you just the
Luther
writer.
was offended. He was offended by this
Sorry, what did I miss?
talking about Kashmiris in such an inappropriate way.
I'm sorry, don't stop
And
because
then
of
he
me.
had
Sorry, I
to,
got kicked off. I'll catch up later. Go
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
it.
But Adish, as you said, like
no, we just
so
started making fun of you basically
Okay,
the whole
okay.
time. You can check it out in the recording.
Oh, I will. I'm gonna. All right. Sorry, Tyler.
yeah, no, and like Adish, as you were saying, like there is like a this is a big sort of conceptual move on the part of
It's a
Abhinavagupta.
hot take.
It's a
Yeah.
hot take, and like and for those who are tuning in who haven't dabbled with the Abhinava Bharati. Like Abhinava Gupta is basically, or this is, I don't know, this is my hot take on his hot takes, but like
Sure.
he's using the Natya Shastra as just kind of a platform for doing his own like doing some like radical rereadings and sort of
Theology.
yeah, like
He's a
theology, yeah,
yeah, he's a preacher. He's
or like a
he's in
theological
the
aesthetics and
theater.
stuff.
Right.
So it's this is very like what we would expect from Abhinavagupta, where he like latches on to this small quote and then he's like, let me just like present a whole new sort of
So
system.
he's commenting. Oh yeah, that's so where this is a commentary on. Do you remember which? Is
This
it one of these?
is, let me see, I can look. It is,
I wonder if it's on the Vibhavas quote, right? The
I
Vikrita
can,
Buddha,
it
right? That was
comes,
the
so
Vibhava.
it's
We
on
should get
two,
into
I put,
translating here in a second. We're about to
yep,
run.
I have two, it's
But
from 290, so it is. It's on the verses where where Bharata is enumerating he's like enumerating these some of the he's enumerating the rasas, and he says in the original Shringaradhi Bhaved Dhasyo. So that is to say Hasyaha
oh, I see. It can
comes
be.
about like comes from Shringara. So like that
uh,
particular quote. And so what Abhinavagupta says, it's not just from Shringara, but like it also you can have Hasya
from an
come from all the
abhasa
other.
of these other. I see. So Bharata was actually initially saying that it can be a secondary rasa. It can develop
And that's what we saw in that
while
first
you're
quote.
developing Shringara.
Yeah, that's what we saw in that first quote from up
Right.
above. And he's
That's
like,
right.
let me make it more expansive.
That's right.
Uh,
He's actually then adding the idea of abhasa.
yeah,
Mm.
and the example that we'll see that he
Right.
provides is it's the example he
Mm.
provides, it's no, his is one, his example comes from Shuddhangara or from the semblance of
Mm.
Shuddhangara, as we'll see.
Mhm.
Um,
I
but
want to get to translating
yeah, so and then
actually,
finally, like
but
just yeah, with Kshamendra,
this is I
like
love this verse. Yeah.
Mhm.
it's like yeah, it's like I haven't read the entire the Auchitya Vichara Charcha, which has a great title,
Yeah,
I bring to it, or Inquiry
absolutely.
into the Study of Propriety or What's Proper.
Mhm.
And this verse, as you see here, like just even like the like who doesn't he's basically it's a text that elaborates on and enumerates different types of impropriety. And what I kind of think of like I kind of think of that this text as also kind of a handbook in thinking about ways in like a comedic handbook because it's like, oh,
Hmm.
if you have a sort of a list of all the ways in which you can be like inappropriate, you can then wield that in the right context for comedic effect.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
so I haven't, but that's something to that'd be fun to read as a group down the road. So
Mhm.
I feel
Mhm.
like, yeah, maybe Luther, we should just jump into doing a Kshemendra
Oh man,
deal.
abs
Get
absolutely,
Eagle out here and let's just
absolutely.
read Ochite
that'd be
Vichara
fun.
Characha.
That'd be super fun. That'd be super
Yeah.
fun. Um,
Or something like just dig in and translate the heck out of Kshemendra. You know, it's interesting is Kshemendra, this poet, those the for the five student, three or four students who are listening to us, he is like the most prolific Sanskrit writer of all time. Like
Hmm.
he wrote so much, like just
Hmm.
massive, massive amounts of stuff. And for a long time, Indologists, right, Sanskrit scholars, they've had this theory that the Mahabharata can't possibly be written by one person, right? Like this
Hmm.
Vyasa, it has to be something that agglutinated over
Hmm.
centuries, and
Hmm.
how could it's 108,000 verses? Well, Kshemendra, we know, wrote more than 108,000 verses in his lifetime.
really?
Like we have more than, yeah, like
Hmm.
Kshemendra's oeuvre, if you put it together,
Hmm.
is more than the Mahabharata in size.
Whoa. I had no idea.
So yeah,
Yeah, he wrote
exactly.
a
Like
lot.
he's like it's like yeah, like I like to say like the Tom Clancy of ancient India, like just churning stuff out.
Cool.
It's
And the
like
fact that we still have a bunch of it,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
we
yeah,
have so much of it. Yeah,
the
yeah,
real attestation, yeah.
yeah.
And like you see in this too, like again, just this repetition of like here we see those ornaments that are in the wrong place,
Hmm.
then like inappropriate
right.
behavior, like when you're brave towards someone bowing meekly who doesn't pose a threat, like
Hmm.
um and it's like you gotta have oh yeah, I give a thumbs up by mistake.
Yeah.
Um but you have this like this idea of Vikrita, Viparita,
Hmm.
that kind of provides a nice through line between Bharata, Abhinavagupta, and Kshemendrata. So
Hmm. Yeah,
But
yeah.
here it's interesting. Like he's not saying. Well, he does have this Hasyatam,
Hmm.
but he's criticizing it,
yes,
right?
and that's the like I think this is the difference between like
Between the
I think it's
Abhinava
written
and
from this place of being like, okay, like you're going to create Hasa and be laughed at
Hmm.
right,
if you do this in like a in a non-comedic in like not in the soundstage. But
Hmm.
I think that
right.
if you're like, oh, like I'm creating this context of like writing a prahasana or having this performed by like done by a vidushika, then it becomes like the sort of the recipe for hasya rasa.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what he says about
Well,
the what is because here, yeah, no, I want to read more to see
Yeah,
what he's what is he how does he like approach laughter for the sake of laughter then, right?
yeah,
Like, because here
yeah,
he's kind of pointing out, look, these like doing stupid is like he's criticizing the fact that these are like kind of cheap gags in a way, right?
well, but then
hmm
again, like I was also
Who's not
thinking of
gonna laugh
another
at
thing
this?
that has this same sort of thing. You probably know it. Sorry, it just came to my. This is why it's very fun doing this. It just came to my head now. I would have never
yeah,
put these things together, but it's the third verse, right, of the Raghuvamsha, where it says Manda Kaviyasham Prarti Gamishyami Upahasyatam Ut
mm,
Pramshabdabhye Pale Lobad Udbahure Vivamanaha, right?
That's
That's
right. Yeah.
the
I'm reaching for the
yeah, like
fruit.
I will,
I'm a
but like, but
short
what he
guy
says is,
reaching for the
I'll make myself ridiculous when I
right.
reach for this little bit of the fame of a poet,
yeah,
like a short person, like a dwarf reaching for a fruit that is
Yeah,
only, able to be gotten by a tall person, right? That's
that's right.
like, so we have always this
yeah,
incongruity and the fear, and that fear of being
Of being
ridiculous. It's
laughed
very
at. Yeah.
interesting that
Laughing stock is
yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Anyway. But who doesn't
Oh,
become a laughing stock? I really like that. So that about like incongruity and laughter and ridiculousness, and then also that fear of it. The
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh, Luke asks, how is it even possible to write that much? But that's the thing. It's like, well, yeah. Kshemendra's did it,
Yeah,
right? Like that's why most people think it's impossible that you can write 108,000 verses. You're exactly right. I don't know if it's 10 times longer than those, but it's longer, certain
it's I think
significantly.
it probably it's
It
so
could be
long.
right. It's 108,000 verses. I know that. So
It's what is it?
do
Four
you
times
can
longer than all of the Bible.
right. So
Although,
you're right in the sense like that's why many scholars were like, yeah, I don't, like how could that be possible? Must have been like accumulated over time and interpolations and this is late stage and
mhm.
all this. But I'm just like, look, if you just look at Kshemendra, we know wrote that much, and it
Yeah,
wasn't from 12 all the way to 65. He was not young when he wrote his works.
but
So
but again, to get
like
back
some
to this,
people just write a lot. I guess I don't
Yeah.
know.
Some people are built different. Yeah.
yeah. But to
Who
get back to
knows?
this kind of
Like
idea
TV
here, though, that
Kane or someone.
you're
Yeah.
getting at, I think it's really interesting. Though, like again, like Shemendra's whole thing seems to be about propriety. Like things have to
Right.
be in their proper place, and then the kind of opposite of that is ridiculous. Like it's not
Hmm.
bad; it's liable to ridicule. And I think Kalidasa feels the same thing. Like
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like he's not afraid that he's going to write a bad poem. He's afraid he's going to be ridiculous.
Right.
Like
Or made fun of.
or made
Yeah.
fun of. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. And also this
Because
idea
if you
of
want to
like,
write something ridiculous, then you can do it too.
but
Like he doesn't want it to be
but
ridiculous. He
the
wants
but the point is though that this whole stuff has this idea of the social in it. It contains an
exactly, exactly.
element of
Yeah.
judgment about like just like we know when somebody is wearing a belt around their neck and that's silly, so too we
Yeah.
feel about people doing the wrong thing at the wrong time. Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
sorry, let's read more. This is
Cool.
Yeah.
So
Should we,
so I think we skipped down to look at some verses.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
do you guys want to keep rolling? Do you want to take a little rest? This is our
I'm
time
good.
to
Or
take a break if we want to. We can
Why don't
roll. Yeah.
why don't we just take a quick 5 minute break and then we'll do these verses.
Let's do
yeah,
it. Wait, I
let's
have
do
to
it.
find the right. Last time I had monkeys fighting bears. I didn't get a chance to pull out. I usually have some ridiculous painting, medieval painting. What
Cool.
can I get? Nothing. No, they're all very serious. There's well, here's a picture of oh, where did they go? Oh God. Okay. Here's a picture of Shiva and Parvati giving Ganesha a bath.
Okay, that sounds good.
That's about all I got
Well,
today.
that's sweet. That's
Where
appropriate.
is it?
That's,
Oh my God. That's the cute form of Hasya. You're like,
okay.
oh, look at the baby.
Oh, okay. That's
Giving him a
that's
bath. All right, we'll be back in it's 6:05 by or 6:03 by my count. Let's do 6:08
all
and
right.
30 seconds. See you guys in
Yep.
5 minutes.
And we're back.
Right, we're back. Yeah, yeah. There's a in the Bhanudatta text. That's
Yeah.
one of the examples of hasya he gives is like Ganesha, baby Ganesha, like stealing his dad's like snake and
Oh,
like
really? Awesome.
dolls and
Yeah, I didn't
like
even think
doing something
to go
cute
look at
with
those
it.
texts. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's some hasya we can get behind.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Like
cool. I like that.
babies doing cute things, right? That's but yeah. So I used that one to illustrate baby Ganesha jokes. All right.
Sorry, I had
Welcome
to have a
back.
quick snack.
Please. As long
Getting
as it's
through
not
it.
last week I ate cashews while I was, in the break, right? And just like teeth stuck with the cashews.
I just shoved a
So,
bunch of tortilla chips in my mouth like a crazy person and ran back here. So there we go.
hey. Woohoo. So should we read some stuff? Some
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
funny jokes? All right, let's do this. Which one are we reading? Let's see.
So I pulled three, and we can read
Hmm.
two, we can read one, whatever we're feeling. Basically, each of these
Here we
are
go.
verses that are illustrations of
Okay.
Hasya Rasa from
Hmm.
three different Alankara Shastra texts.
Hmm.
So the first is from Bhoja's Shringara Prakasha, this monumental, super long text. It's literally like two of like these
Mhm.
two books right here. It's so freaking long. And also it's
Oh,
like
okay.
it's not digitized, and so it's like I had to do some perusing to find the section where he talks about Hasya.
Man,
Um,
if
Hmm.
you can find anything in that text, hats off to you.
yeah, exactly. No, it's and so he doesn't say very much from what I found, but I didn't look
Hmm.
very much in volume two. But he does give this illustration that comes from Rajashekara's Bala Ramayana, which I've never read, but I'm so intrigued by. It sounds like a
Yeah.
freaking trip. Um,
It's like Muppet Babies Ramayana.
yeah, totally. I'm like it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I think Larry translates that as young Ramayana. I'm like the little Ramayana, like
Yeah.
or Ramayana
Yeah.
for tots, but like very educated
It's
tots.
an amazing, yeah. Yeah, no, this
Um,
is it's a great play.
and so he gives this example, and as he says in the Sringara Prakasha, he says that this comes from Vira Rasa. So I'm just gonna say that,
I
and
think there
then
are a
we
lot
can.
of I think there's a lot of like props in the Bal Ramayana, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
there's like machines on stage and you have to
There's machines. I think he
Awesome.
has like ventriloquism
mm,
when they do the Maya Sita, like
mhm.
the decapitation of the fake Sita, right? They apparently it's like a ventriloquist dummy that they
Cool.
use for the
Oh my
fake
God.
Sita.
Someone needs to someone needs to do a good translation of that. I feel like the world needs to read.
Stay
People need to know
tuned if I yeah,
about this play.
because I feel like I have like I feel like I'm embodying Rajashekara in
just
some ways. Yeah.
just as a like
So let's read
yeah.
this, and then this will bring up this kind of question of like the role of context in understanding what's funny. I went and I read like the sort of section that this is in, so I can provide that sort of narrative context.
Yeah.
But when you read it without the context, you have one experience of it versus like seeing it performed. So
Mhm.
um, I'll read it out loud just for us, and then we'll. Okay. So, hasta lambitam akshasutravalayam
Mm.
karnavatam uh, tamsikritam sarastam bhruyugam unammaya rachitam
Mm.
yangyopavitena cha
Mm.
sannadha jagane cha valkalapati पाणिश्च धत्ते धनुः
Mm.
दृष्टं भोजनकस्य योगिन इदं दान्तं विरक्तमनः.
Mm.
So
So
go
let's do it.
or like I'm happy to
No, this is our
how
exam.
yeah exactly. Um Where
No,
would you
this is where
where
we
would y'all like to start?
this is
I'm
where we
happy to.
stall for a little bit, Tyler,
Yeah,
and
I
we
guess we're
start
like,
talking about so we're
yeah,
like, okay, so the meter is
yeah,
Yeah, meter Shardula Vikrita.
yeah,
Shadula Vikrita. You know what that means? That means like the
yeah,
And you know
tiger,
what?
the
You knew
play
I
with
was
the
gonna like
tiger.
when you were like
And
bring some verses. I'm like I'm gonna bring some Shardula
yeah,
Vikrita stuff because
yeah.
so this is the part where so yeah,
Okay, so then, I mean, it looks like there's a bunch of things in the same case up top.
yep.
So then
that's right.
maybe we can look for our sentence down in the second half. Is that what
That's
you would
right.
do?
Panishcha dhatte dhanuhu.
So
Yeah,
we
Right.
got
yeah,
finite verb with hatte
We have
exactly.
one, the
And,
hand, right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
and
It wields the dhanuhu, right?
Mm-hmm.
yep, we got holding the bow.
Yep.
So we start with that. Well, we got ourselves a sentence
Yep.
here. What color should we make it? Purple.
And then and
And we have this
Yeah.
other thing, right?
which
Yeah.
other thing? Yeah.
Sannadha Jaganecha Valkalapati.
Here,
Yeah.
I'll just start a new page here. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, that's probably better.
Cool.
So the hand, oops, the hand, ugh, what's happening here? There you go. The hand holds a bow,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Jagana on the thigh,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
right? There's a valkalapati,
Mm-hmm.
a strip of bark cloth,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's sannadha, that's worn.
Yeah.
It's wrapped, basically.
It's been like tied
Right.
up. Yeah.
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 Oh, sorry. All these things are separate. Sorry. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
On
good. Yeah,
the
Luther, exactly. Yeah,
thighs, that's this
exactly
part,
right.
those of you.
Yeah.
On the
We have a bunch of
thigh,
different statements, and some of them have like a finite verb, some of them have like these kata
Yeah.
verbal
what
adjectives.
colors are
Okay. So Hasta Lumbi. So we should go to the top. Sorry.
It's all good, all
we'll
good.
get
But it's
there.
a great place to start with Pada 3. So
Yeah.
There's on the
I did the
thighs,
same thing with reading.
uh, there's a strip of bark cloth. There's a whole thing
Yeah.
about bark cloth, those of you
Yeah.
who are listening on the internet and in our little chat room. There's an entire history of bark cloth, which is very interesting. That is wrapped, right? Wrapped tight,
Mm-hmm.
let's say,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
wrap types are great. Yeah.
The hand holds a bow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hastalambitam akshasutra valayam. There's a twist, right? A valaya, a curl, literally,
No.
right? Of akshasutra. Akshasutra, Lalit Krishna will know
Mm-hmm.
in our group here as the rosary beads, right? The
Mm-hmm.
Shaiva,
Yeah.
generally Shaivas use the
Mm-hmm.
akshasutras. Uh, it's cognate with the aksha is cognate with I, actually, right?
Mm-hmm.
The English
Cool.
word I.
Cool.
Like ocular, and it's aksha is also can mean eye.
Cool.
Not sure if it's the same ultimate derivation as the
Mm-hmm.
this little nut or not. But,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
aksha vidya. Yeah. It can also mean ashta is usually the number, Krishna, but aksha is eye. But it's those rosary beads that are I forget what they're called in modern languages.
Like Rudraksha.
Mm-hmm.
Rudraksha, yeah.
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 The
Yeah.
akshas of Rudra.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Eyes of so
Yeah.
there's the rosary, let's say, right,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
is twisted around and dangling from his hand. I'm
Mm-hmm.
assuming it's a he.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We got a he here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it's Karnavatam Sikritam.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And there's on the ear, it's avatams.
It's made into an earring.
Yeah, he's turned it into an earring.
Yeah.
So it's like, so he's got it against his ear?
So the
Yeah.
bracelet of the bracelet of his rosary held in his hand
Hmm.
is turned
Oh,
into
you want it?
and turned into an earring.
So he's got his
Yep.
hand against his
Yep.
ear,
Yeah.
basically.
Sorry, I'm making a hand motion for those just listening.
And can you say like it's turned into an earring?
Yeah.
No.
So the
Karnavato.
bracelet, the bracelet of his the valaya, the bracelet of his rosary beads, which is hanging from his hands,
Oh, you
is
want to take it as a bracelet, not just
I
a.
think valaya can be
It's
bracelet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
a
Uh,
rosary bracelet,
yeah,
yeah. Or
rosary
just like having
bracelet.
it
Yeah.
wrapped around the
Yeah,
wrist.
the thing wrapped around his yeah has been turned into um it's been turned into an earring.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and we'll paint the full picture
Yeah, yeah,
once we have all the padas.
yeah,
Okay.
So because there is some
Fair enough.
ridiculousness going on.
yeah.
So
On the thigh, there's a strip bark cloth that's wrapped tight. The hands, this is Parshurama. This is the Parshurama description. Sannadah Jagaya. So then Drishtam Bho Janakasya Yoginaha Idam Dantam Viraktam Manaha. So of Janaka, I guess this is.
yep. So we got Johnny. So we're talking about Janika here, and I'll
Yeah.
explain. I'll provide the context um once we sort of wrap up reading the two
So
padas.
his
Yeah.
mind is Dantam pacified, right?
Hmm.
Oh, we forgot line two. Sorry.
Yeah.
Srashtam Bhru Yugam Unnamaya Rachitam
Hmm.
Yajñopavitena cha. So
Hmm.
the his pair of eyebrows, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, his pair of eyebrows,
This Bhru Yugam.
which are
Uh,
sarastam,
they're spread out, right? In other
Okay.
words, they're wide, right? Spread wide.
or or
Made
or
made made into a shasta like
they can be like droop. I like this
Isn't
is
it spread
yeah. They
out?
could
it's
be
No.
garlanded.
spread out. They can be like droopy,
Yeah,
hanging.
garland. Yeah.
Yeah, garlands often are sarasta. Yeah, for sure. So it's like and this is where I have
Yeah.
I have my interpretation here.
Okay.
So we have like kind of droopy eyebrows that then
Mhm.
have he's
Okay. So this is eyebrows. So
Yeah. His eyebrows are
his
droopy.
eyebrows that are drooping.
Yeah. Huh. I don't get the second line, I have to say.
They are fashioned with a jahniva, right? They're adorned with his sacred thread.
and he's got his sacred thread and Rachitam here like is kind of taking as like
Unnamaya made to unnam, right? Made to turn up,
to turn
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
right? His drooping eyebrows. He's making them turn up.
Like
That's a strange translation.
Yeah, I don't.
Rachitam yadnyopavitena cha. And those same eyebrows, right, are adorned with his sacred thread.
I
So he's
yeah.
don't
got
get
his
the
like
second line.
thread like up here.
Okay.
He's got
So
his
he
rosary bead on his ear, and his thread is
was like
on his
this. Yeah, yeah,
eyebrows.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm picturing
It's
that one actor from
Oh, I see.
American Pie or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Who's that guy? Who's
or
in like all
kind
the
of like having
movies
your
with the
tie
big
around your
bushy
head.
eyebrows?
Okay.
The head.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Who's that guy
So
with the
we're
big
getting
bushy eyebrows? That actor.
Gene Levy.
yeah.
Yeah, Eugene Levy. I'm imagining
No,
Eugene
and
Levy
I
with
think that's
like
right.
his
And I think that's right
sacred
here
thread like
because here
up on his stuck on his eyebrow.
we're talking about old man
Oh
Janika
my
at this
goodness.
part. This is
Right, right.
in
He's
the
this
first
old
act of
man.
this is first act of Bala Ramayana. So we're with
He's
like this is
raising, I'm gonna call them raising them up. He's
yeah,
raising
raising
them up
Okay.
uh, with his sacred thread wrapped around them.
yeah.
On his thighs, there's a strict right behind his hands holds a blow. Right. Oh, wow. Right.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Janakasya yogina idam dantam drishtam. Dantam. dumb, root dumb,
Hmm.
right? Like
Yeah,
pacified.
yeah,
Yeah,
tame.
like pacified, self-controlled, like
Hmm.
His mind. Wow, look at or wow, Janika, the yogi
yep,
has a mind
yep.
that's pacified and virakta,
Like
disengaged.
yeah, like disengaged, stoic, that kind of thing, like passionless.
Hmm. Okay.
And this is
Now,
without the context. And
yeah.
so
Now take us through this, Tyler, because
yeah,
I'm not sure I get
yeah,
it.
because I went on the same journey as well. Because like I see
Yes.
this, I came at like Bhuj like, yeah, so this is where we have
That's visibly, right? It's drishtambo, right?
Mhm.
it's yeah,
You need
exactly. That's our finite verb, or sort of the what's functioning as the
that's
finite verb there.
This is seen.
that's pacified and disengaged. It's plain to see, something like that.
Like look at his pacified, disengaged mind.
Hmm.
Um, and so what we have here, so this is spoken.
Hmm.
So this occurs like where it occurs in sort of the Ramayana narrative is this is where we have the bow scene. So with Pinaka with
Okay.
Shiva's bow, and like where basically Janaka is like, hey, whoever can like wield
Hmm.
this bow will be worthy of marrying my daughter Sita.
Right.
And Ravana shows up and he's like, I don't like he basically he's like, I don't I'm so, like, look at what I've done. I've like thrown Indra into prison. Like I've done stuff that's way more impressive than like wielding this bow.
Hmm.
Mm.
Like I don't need to pick it up. And so
Wait,
Janaka's
who
like,
says that?
Ravana does.
Ravana says that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then Janaka's like it's not just any ordinary bow. Like, let me show you. I'm gonna pick it up. And so he's kind of
Hmm.
like old man Janaka, like in his kind of yogi, like his, I guess probably like the, what is it? In his sort of in his latter stage of like,
Hmm.
he's an older
Yeah,
guy.
he's an old man because he didn't have kids, and then right, like he had to have this whole ritual to have kids, and then
Yep.
that Sita was born from
And
the
so
Vedic
what we have here
photo.
is then this is spoken by Ravana and he's like he's describing what Janaka's doing. And
Hmm.
here like I think like the what's funny here is like the the fact that Janaka as he gets ready to wield this like very huge bow or whatever, he's like ratchet like he's taking all of his like aesthetic garb and kind of like cinching it down and like getting ready to he's girding his loins so he can pick this bow up.
Janaka's gonna pick it up.
Yes, Janika picks it up. So he's like, I'm gonna go and pick it up, and he's like, okay, so he's like, he's got to put his rosary away, so he like ties it around his ear. His eyebrow, like we can imagine him like having his eyebrows that are really long, and he's like, okay, I need to
Mm.
put those up, so I'm gonna use my string and tie them up. I'm gonna take my bark cloth and
Oh,
I'm gonna like tighten it. I'm gonna cinch it
huh,
down. I'm gonna be
huh.
squatting. And then he picks up the bow. Um, and the what seems to be happening, this is where we can talk together with where the
Vimaswara.
Virabhata
Yeah.
is that we have yeah, Ravana who's laughing or making fun of Janaka as he's getting ready. He's like, look how ridiculous he looks as he's like getting ready to pick up the bow. Um,
I'm curious, why is Jenica picking up the bow? You know,
he's picking up the bow. I
because
can't
like
remember.
it's a Swayamvara, right? The Rama should be the one who's.
Hmm.
He
I'm not saying
eventually
you're
does.
wrong. I'm just curious.
Yeah, he eventually like
Because I initially read this as a reaction to Rama picking up the bow, and then Janaka's freaking out. That was my that was my thought.
Hmm.
gotcha.
Like the
Let's
or I wonder if it's a description of Rama picking up the bow
But that,
it's
because wasn't he in bark cloth when they were
yeah, he was in his,
traveling? No, he wasn't, I guess.
mm, but he was in the student phase, wasn't he? Well, I don't know.
No, yeah. Yeah,
It's it's
interesting.
it is Janaka. It is Janaka who's
Yeah,
picking, like
yeah.
and like with this, it's also with Rajashekara. He's just changing things up
Mm.
quite a
Okay,
bit.
got you.
So
I see. Huh. Wow.
Okay. Wow. Hmm.
So he's
Interesting.
making
so
fun of Janaka, like this old man trying to like picking up this bow.
totally, yeah. Or like
And
it's a
maybe
thing
it's a
where
maybe the last is supposed to be sarcastic in a way,
I think that's where we have the sarcasm and the like the sort of the irony here.
right?
Hmm.
And also where like it
Because
doesn't
it's
say
drishtambo, like it's so clear to see. One of the things that Rajasekhara's poetry is like he wrote an entire chapter in his Kavya Mimamsa, this book on poetry about gaku prakara, like different ways
cool.
to
Hmm.
like intonation
Yeah.
to produce sarcasm, right?
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
so like this phrase drishtambo, like there's something
Like, look
like,
at this.
oh,
Oh,
it's
looky
so
here.
obvious, right? Or so plain to see something like it's so clear,
Hmm.
so visible. Look at that, right? It's a
Hmm.
kind of like almost it's sarcasm, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Hmm.
Totally. And like with in the Sringara Prakasha, like Bhoja doesn't unpack exactly what's going on. Like he doesn't say,
Mhm.
okay, like here's where the failure
Hmm.
of Vira Rasa lies.
Oh, I see. So
Um,
he's let's see.
he simply
Boja's using
says
this
that
as a
it comes from Vira. He says Viradhi.
I
So
see.
Oh,
So
so
this is so
basically,
Boja's
because
contradicting.
saying,
Janaka's old and ascetic, Vira Rasa is inappropriate for him. So therefore, when he's trying to do
hmm,
something Vira, it comes across as silly.
I think
right,
so. I think
Okay.
that's I think
right.
that's a I think that's a very reasonable way of explaining
That makes
the
sense.
And
Hasya.
that what we have here, again, is all these excitants that would be good for something like Shantarasa or something like that,
Yeah.
uh,
Hmm.
that are laid out, but they're being girded up or whatever for a
Yeah.
heroic thing. So there's a conflict there. So now these
I
clothes are in the
think
wrong place. They're Vikrita.
yeah. And
Yeah.
Luke
Hmm.
actually
Yeah.
just put
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
pacified and disengaged sounds like Shanta.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, there
exactly.
you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Namesakes,
Yes,
two namesakes
exactly.
thinking alike.
Exactly.
So the other thing I want to say, if I remember correctly, this whole thing is being performed as a play within the play for Ravana. Ravana is not actually there. Tyler, I could be wrong.
I'm not
Is
sure.
that
Not like this is
I
where
think so. If I remember that act correctly, this is the first act, I
yeah,
think, right?
first
So
up.
Yeah.
there's so Ravana's in Sri Lanka, right? Like he's and they're like, hey, did you hear there's this like Swayamvara that happened? And so it's being performed as a play for Ravana, and Ravana's
Oh,
being just like the worst spectator ever. Like it's part of
okay, cool.
like the
Cool.
whole comedy is like him reacting badly to what's going on and
Oh,
making all these like stupid comments. It's like
yeah.
the two guys in the Muppet show or whatever, like just being like that's
Cool.
the stupidest thing I've
The
ever
peanut
seen,
gallery.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Like I think that if I remember correctly, that he's kind of like he gets mad and he's like, what is like
Hmm. Yeah.
like who is this puny guy? So I wonder if this is like him, he hates Jenica, he hates everybody, right? Like
Mm.
Ravana, he's not really a
Huh.
friendly fellow. Like I wonder if
Well,
that there's some of that.
I'm curious though
But by the
now.
way, Tyler, we read a couple of weeks back, we read my favorite part of this whole live stream was reading this insult poetry between Karna and Ashwatthama in the Veni Samhara play,
Oh,
right? Where
cool.
they just
Yeah.
went back and forth, just insulting each other. So it's kind of
Ooh.
like reminds me a bit of that. It's like, look at that fool, Janaka. All
Mhm.
right, like yeah, like Luke put in the comments, a feckless bonehead.
Yeah,
Exactly.
well, yeah, it is
Exactly.
interesting. Huh, this is fascinating. I'm gonna have to, I
Yeah.
guess I have to read the Bala Ramayana now. But
Just tonight.
just
Pick it
tonight,
up.
this is what I'll take off. It's really long too, right? It's like 10
It's
It's
acts
super
or
duper.
long.
something
It's 10,
crazy.
it's 10
It's a
long
long
acts.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. Well,
And then he
Which is
started writing the Bala Bharata, right? And
that's right. Yeah.
it's incomplete probably because there was a war and Krishna the Third came in from the south and
Yeah.
sacked Kanoj right around then. That's my theory anyway.
Let's
And
read
then
another
after
one.
that,
I'm into these
Cool.
a lot, so let's
And just
yeah,
like
let's read more.
yeah.
and especially for these theorists, they were like, this is funny. Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this is like when I need to think of
Oh,
an example, this is the example
this is
I'm
the
thinking
funny
of.
one.
Huh. So they see this as like, okay, that this is this Rasab. So is this Hasya or Rasabhasa?
This is Hasya Rasa that stems from
From
Oh,
Virabhasa.
okay, I see. Okay, so it is kind of related.
And
Okay,
and
yeah.
so of the three that I pulled, the first two
Mm,
involve Abhasa, so kind
Uh-huh.
of like that sort of Abhinavagupta strain of Hasya. And then the
Yeah.
Mamata
okay.
one, I think, is more like garden variety. Like it comes,
Okay.
like it's
Yeah.
Should
Hasya
we
that
read that
comes
one?
from Rasa.
Yeah.
Should we
Either,
do that one in the or
Yeah, let's do the Momenta one
the
just so because I want to
yeah,
compare the garden
yeah.
variety
Let's do it.
ones.
Let's do it.
exactly.
Let's do it.
And then we can jump into some Bana,
Okay.
some
Okay,
real jokes.
so over here we've
Let me
got
grab the diacritics for those who are not
so Akunchya
Sanskrit.
Panima Shuchim Mama Murtni Veshya मन्त्राम्भसां प्रतिपदं पृषतैः पवित्रे तारस्वनं भृत्तित थुत्कम् अदात्प्रहारं हा हा हतोऽहम् इति रोदिति विष्णुशर्मा.
Tarasvanam Pratita Thutka
And
Adat.
thutkam, yeah, and like in some versions it's like shutka, so like a sound, like
Mm-hmm.
making the sound
Toot.
thut or shut.
Yeah.
Thutkam Adat. Is that the Sandhi word?
Adat,
Adat?
yep, so
Adat.
adat praharam.
Mm-hmm.
Ha ha hatoham.
Yeah. Ahato itiro Vishnu Sharma. Oh.
Iti Roditi Vishnu
So
Sharma. So
so
Vishnu
which
Sharma is crying. I
Vishnu
get that
Sharma is
part.
crying. Vishnu Sharma is
Vishnu
crying.
Sharma is
Mm-hmm.
crying. Boo-hoo.
Yeah.
Boo-hoo. I'm
Oh,
what?
that's the haha. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Ha
Okay.
ha, by the way, to our two listeners, is not ha ha as in modern English ha ha. It's sad.
Mm-hmm.
Ha ha is a sad lament
Yeah.
Or day
Mm-hmm.
day in Tamil.
in
Yeah.
Sanskrit. So ha ha is sad in Sanskrit. What's the laughter sound in Sanskrit? Like aho, you know, you're like
What is the
He,
laughter
he,
sound?
he.
hum
Hee
hee
hee.
hee 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 hee, right? Yeah.
Hee hee ha ha.
I mean, high level characters aren't supposed to make any noise when they laugh, right? They
That's
just
Yes,
true.
that is
smile.
true.
They
True.
don't even show their teeth.
Yeah.
But okay, so Vishnu Sharma is crying, boo-hoo, I'm killed, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm dead. They say that nowadays,
Yeah.
the
I'm
young
dead.
young kids
That's
nowadays. I'm dead.
Mm-hmm.
skull emoji. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this
Usually
is the
though
response.
when they're laughing, they say that.
And so then
Yeah.
this is the response to what comes all like before in like
Right.
the first three padas. And
Right.
so
So that was the punchline.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. This is, man, I hope I'm
What's
right
the
in what I
joke?
think this
I
is.
just did the
yeah,
punchline.
yeah, go ahead, Luke. Yeah.
Akunchapanim ashuchim mamamurdani veshya. So the
Yes.
veshya
Yes.
she squeezed my hand,
No,
right? Oh, she akuncha.
she, Akunsha, she scrunches up her
Yep.
Yeah,
unclean hand,
Yep.
right?
right.
Something
Exactly.
like that?
She like clinches
On
or like
but
clinches her.
on my head, right?
Yes.
Urdhni.
Yeah.
So she's kind of squeezing his head.
No, I
Is that
think
the
I
idea?
just think she's doing uh uh let's see here.
Akunch is it like this action?
It's like a crunching. It's like a clenching.
Clenching,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and I also
but
found a
she's
fun. I found a fun commentary too that we can quickly look at too that will that's very vivid in what a kunch is.
Yeah.
So she
so
clenches her hand,
Yeah.
and then
but
what did she do with the clenched
mama.
hand?
Oh, I see. So it's not going with Akuncha. So Vesha is Akuncha. First she's clenching her unclean hand,
Yep.
Uh-huh.
and then the prostitute here, the Vesha, and mantram bhasam pratipadam prishtatai. So this like holy water, right?
Yeah.
Yep, with
She's
droplets of water, parishitaihi,
pratipadam.
Yeah.
sprinkles of the
Oh, is it
mantrambhasa.
sprinkling?
Yeah.
So she's well, I guess we need to go to Adat, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Go there
She's
first.
she puts right on my head
Yeah.
this a sprinkle of holy water, right?
Hmm.
Rushatai.
What's the patient of a dot?
Yeah, she strikes a blow, a praharam, right?
Yeah, she gives a blow or a
Oh,
wallop.
I see.
Yeah, she
It's not
hits
the
him.
Clenches her hand and then hits him in the
pratipadam is
head.
Oh yeah.
I see.
Oh, she clenches her filthy fist and
Yeah.
strikes me, gives me a blow on my head.
Yep.
Um,
Right.
And
and
and what's
then
what's happened to his head? And like, what do we know about his head?
his head has been purified.
Oh, the
Pavitra.
that one's
His
what's
head has been
pratipadam.
purified by the
Okay.
drops.
But no, it's the
Yep.
wrong case.
What?
Oh, it's pavitra. I see, I
Yeah,
see.
Yeah,
pavitra. Yep.
yeah,
What's pratipadam here, though? I'm still trying to figure that out.
yeah. I guess maybe Pratipadam here
Is it
means
adverbial, like over and over again, like each at each step, kind of?
Like I
mm,
think with each or maybe even with each word, it's been sanctified. Like because I think if the idea is
Mm,
like Vishnu Sharma, Brahmin guy,
sure.
he's got his head ritually purified, like he's got the sprinkling on
Or
yeah.
his
is it
head.
on the? Is it like the pratipada, like the first day of the month,
Mm.
the, like on the auspicious? Anyway, let's fill
The
Well,
in some
commentators
I
don't
thought it
speak
was
to this
at
one.
each
the
word,
prostitute,
of the mantra
her
ambasam.
her
Well, I
filth,
don't know if that's right. That was,
clenching her filthy hand. All right,
Filthy fifth, as Luke said.
yeah.
it's too much. Too
And
much.
and
Uh,
it's, it, and it has been
she's
dropped. It has been purified with every drop at each word of this.
she's given a strike
Yeah.
or a smack,
Hmm.
right,
Crack me on the head. Yeah.
Yeah.
on my head.
Yeah.
A smack right
Yeah.
on my head. So pure from prushataihi
Drops, right?
Yep, yep, with drops of this special mantra water.
Yeah.
of holy water.
Yeah.
Taraswanam pratita tutkam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, it is funny. I get it.
And
And I
so
think I think
tut
both of
is
these are
the
I think they're both kind of functioning kind of adverbially, I think.
Yeah.
so is tut just like a spit sound or no?
Yes,
Like
it's a
tutkara.
like the like I'll pull up I can screen share with the commentary that I found where it goes
Like
into great detail.
hutkara.
Yeah.
You have to basically pucker the lips and then like
Like putkrita.
Yeah.
Putkara is like a
Yeah.
puff of air.
Yeah.
totally,
Right.
totally. I
Yeah.
think
Tut
there's
is like
a similarity between put, shoot, and here
Yeah.
we have
put.
yeah, toot.
Put.
Yeah.
So it's a spit sound, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a or
And like letting out a spit sound, right?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds like a dara, dara,
Well, yeah. Taraswanam.
dara
I
haram.
just looked it up and it just said a loud sound.
Right.
and I think this is the loud smack. I think
Okay.
Tavaswanam is in opposition with Prahara,
Okay.
whereas
Yeah. Yeah.
Pratita Tutkam is like or I guess it more functions adverbially. Like it's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
A loud. So she's giving me a loud smack right on my
Yeah.
head,
yeah.
letting
Yeah.
out a spit sound.
Hmm.
Oh, boo hoo, I'm dead.
Yeah. Oh, wretched. Oh, I mean, it could also just be hato hum. Like, I am wretched. Could it be?
Right.
Could it just take it?
I'm wrecked.
I'm wrecked.
I'm
I'm
wrecked.
wretched.
I'm wrecked. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wrecked, says Vishnu Sharma.
Yeah.
And so where do we, so with this verse, we can see, like, we're already kind of laughing. Like Luke, you said, you're like, okay, I see what's funny here.
Yeah,
I mean,
But
this is
like,
the plot line of the Pada
pathetic.
Taritaka,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
this
Except
is where, yeah,
instead
this
of
is
a
like,
foot, it's a hand.
yeah.
yeah.
And instead of Vishnu Naga, it's Vishnu Sharma.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
main character in that one is this guy, Vishnu Naga. So,
And here,
there you
like,
go.
by the way, maybe I'm just getting too much into this, but I like this thing about like what is what's supposed to go on a Brahmin's head? Nice pure water. What is going there? An impure hand. Like, so we have
Yeah.
these
Mhm.
things in the wrong place, and not only
Yep.
is it a hand, it's an ashuchi hand, so
Yeah.
it's great.
An
But
impure hand. Yeah.
the Dhwani here is that he's not there. Like he's it's she hasn't like she's just doing her thing, right? He's there to because he's you know her client.
There's a
Mhm.
reason. There's a reason for the
It's
smack.
not like she's like just walking into his like holy
I think
space to
that's the kind of context
spit
that we
at
can
him and
provide.
make the it's like the kick, right? It's like the Pada Taritaka. Like the he's there to get you know to get with her basically, right? And so the Dhwani is the joke is on him. Right?
Yeah, how did they what did the commentaries say for the kind of setting?
Yeah.
So yeah, so
What's it called?
so I looked at a bunch of the different Kavya Prakasha commentaries, and only one person really like flushes it flushes it out, especially talking
Mm.
about like, okay, like what's the sthai bhava and all, like what are all the ingredients. Um so what this person, like what this one commentator says is, okay, so we've got the alambani vibhava, so the foundational factor is like the character Vishnu Sharma.
Hmm.
And one person, like also another commentator is like Vishnu Sharma, just like stock Brahmin name, like already a little funny. It's like we
Yeah.
already know that, like it's like one of the most like stereotypical names
Hmm.
Mhm.
Hmm.
that you can have. And then the Udipana Vibhava, so like the stimulating factor, this action is the crying that's going on. So Rodanam Udipanam, this person says.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And then the Anubhavas, so these reactions
Hmm.
are, what they say is that it's um smita. So smita, atihasita, and rudita are all kind of present here.
Mhm.
So two different types of laughter and the crying,
Mhm.
um,
Hmm.
which are anubhavas that are um, wait, would you like me, Adish, do you want me to screen share and then we can all look at it together?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have to get too
Yeah.
much into the weeds of the
Mhm.
Okay. Or not. Yeah.
commentators either,
Yeah.
but
The like the I think the interesting thing here is like this person says like, okay, it like the sthayi bhava is hasa. It's
Mhm.
not this. What we don't have
yeah,
is like with the
it's
previous
not
one
an
where it's like
abhasa. It's not
we don't
trying to
have
be,
exactly.
yeah.
We're not undermining a different type of emotion. Like it's not there's nothing it's not we're not undermining Shringara
One
here.
could argue that it's trying to like if Vishnu Sharma is sad, right?
Mhm.
He's
Yeah.
crying. If it's Rodanam, like he's sad that his pure little head has now been contaminated by this prostitute that he went to see, right? Like there could
Yeah.
be a rasa abhasa. I mean, we need the rest of the context, right, in which this
You
verse
think of like
happens, right?
Karuna, something like that, where it's like we're supposed to feel bad for them. This poor guy got hit, but oh wait.
I think the main point of Rasa Bhasa, though, isn't it that like the poet is trying to get us to feel Rasa X, but we end up not feeling it, and so it's funny. Isn't that the idea? Like the criticism of Rasa Bhasa is that if you're as you're trying to, uh, produce Karuna, you accidentally produce humor, or is it? You tell
Mm.
me, or is it that you're on purpose using like a false? uh production. I
I think
mean, I
it's the
guess
presumption is that there's intention behind it. Like
mm,
you're creating the conditions for like
like
a,
in this one, this
a
was a
emotional misfire that's like
mm,
purposeful.
purposeful.
Um, there's
But I
something here
feel
that this
like yeah, no, I feel like Kshemendra was criticizing it as kind of not really like as a problem, right? Like you're
Hmm.
it's anachitya, like it's not it's sort of like improper. I don't yeah, yeah. But here,
Something
yeah,
that
like
something that this commentator mentions too, which I think is interesting, is he's like, okay, even though there's no laughing going on,
mm,
like we can assume that there's laughter,
right.
go like just with the context that someone's laughing.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like that
yeah.
is to say, like the people who are looking on and like the like
The
if imagine this
audience.
is yeah, either the audience or other folks who are hanging out in the on the street or something like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
And he then like quotes
Or
someone who
the courtesan in this case, right? She's probably laughing
or
at
the courtesan he's
right.
laughing at. Yeah, or the Vaishya. So it's again there's like this idea too, and we saw that with the Bharata of like with the Hasati, like there's like laughter going on. And similarly, like it's I don't know, there's like this with other rasas and other
Hmm.
emotions, like you see the character experiencing that everyday emotion.
Hmm.
Mm.
Like with like Vira, like you see someone being heroic. And there's
Hmm.
also, I think there's like this kind of like leftover idea of like, oh, like similarly for comedy to have Hasya, you need someone to be laughing. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In the rasa experience, right?
yeah.
That's what you're
So
saying.
it
Yeah.
so it's interesting how this commentator is like, no, no, there is someone laughing. Like even though we don't see, even though we have Roditi going
Hmm.
on, like there is
Hmm.
someone laughing.
Yeah,
Hmm.
or maybe it's not rasa. Like maybe it's just supposed to be funny to us directly
Yeah.
because we're smart enough to figure out like we're laughing at directly at Vishnu Sharma and it's
Yeah.
Hmm.
just straight
Yeah.
up like
Straight
hasa.
up
Like we're
laughter. Yeah.
Totally. Totally.
Yeah.
it's there's no as if like, oh, I can appreciate how Vishnu Sharma's friends are laughing at like I don't know. Like it just seems like it's funny and we're laughing
Yeah.
at him.
Yeah.
But maybe in some ways, like that kind of, what happens in history is that the Vidushaka, like in Kerala theater, right? Not to get totally off track, right? But the Vidushaka transforms into a social commentator. So
Hmm.
if the
Mhm.
Vidushaka had been this kind of like foil and butt of jokes, generic, like, butt of the joke, in Kerala theater in Kuriattam, the Chakyar, who plays the role of the
Mm.
Vidushaka, becomes a social commentator who can make fun of people in the audience directly
Hmm.
during the performance of a play,
Yeah.
right? Which I've witnessed. I've
Hmm.
been made fun of by the performers who like they'll point at
Cool.
you and like start making jokes about you and
Cool.
Yeah.
like it's like toasting directly the people in the audience and you have to like a part of the culture is you have to be thick-skinned and just take it,
Like going to a
right?
stand-up routine. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, like they'll laugh directly at you and then you have to be like
So you
that's
don't sit
part
too
of
close to
like
the stage. Yeah.
like everybody gets made fun of and like part of it is an honor actually to be made fun of, right? That's
Yeah.
like
Hmm.
it's like toasting like a so like there is a kind of continuum to the um, other kinds of humor where the vidushaka is used in these sort of
Hmm.
and that stuff is off script. Like if you read the script of one of these plays in
Mhm.
Kerala, they don't have the Chakyar's lines, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
just improvises and it's kind of yeah, it's a crazy scene
Hmm.
actually. Like like the role of the vidushaka. Uh,
I think and Adish, I think this is a nice transition from talking about these like standalone comedic verses to talking about Bhana and then other types of like
Hmm.
comedic drama
right.
where it's like yes, speaking of foot smacked, of just like what's going on outside the bounds of the script. And
Hmm.
like we see performance traditions where there is improvisation and like there's a significant like there's gestures and stuff that aren't encoded in the like in the actual textual play, but that are part of the performance tradition that and like that make it funny. Um,
Yeah.
Hmm.
so what did you pull for us from here?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of time, but we
Yeah.
we can
Good.
we
Oh,
can
yeah, we can look
talk
at
a
it
little
in
bit So this is from this play Padataritaka Foot Smacked is how I'm translating it uh in an homage to the famous who are the is it Gil well, it's not Gilbert and Sullivan, is it? Uh Gobsmacked, the play, the
Oh,
Broadway play.
I thought it was like Footloose, but Foot Smacked.
No. There's a play called Gobsmacked. I forget.
Oh, okay.
Like a famous Broadway like kind of thing. In any case, so foot smacked. So this is so this Vita is like going through the red light district, this sort of playboy figure. Basically, he's a stand-up comedian, like just making snide remarks about
Yeah.
everybody he sees. And so now he's gonna see this character. Well, the reason I pulled this out is because let me see if I can make it so I can easily pull in my translations.
Mm,
Um, too many windows open. The reason I pulled this out was because this character gets called, and this is a kind of puzzle word in this play. He gets called a dindi,
mhm,
uh, and
Indeed.
we don't really know anything about what this word means. The uh, Desho and Vasudeva had kind of speculated that it's connected to the Pashupatas,
mhm,
um, but I'm not 100% sure. I kind of feel like it just means like a punk, you know? Like because it's used in both positive and negative ways.
Cool.
Here he's gonna be like putting down a dindi, but
Mm.
Shyamilaka, the poet, calls himself a dindi kavi, a dindi poet. So like to me, it feels like how we use the word punk in modern
mhm,
contexts, where
Where
it
it
was
can be
actually a
derogatory, but then
slur.
also,
Yeah, it
but
was
then
originally a slur, and then it
cool.
was like a like that's so punk, right? Like it's
mhm,
Yeah.
appropriated kind of a
Yep.
term. So this is an encounter with a fellow named Nirapeksha, uh, which means basically like I don't know, um, like doesn't give a shit,
mhm,
basically, like doesn't
Yeah.
care, like someone who don't care.
mhm.
But so you guys want to translate this?
Oh gosh, yeah, let's give
Uh,
it a go.
Cool.
so he's walking around and he starts by saying he sees something, right? Esha khalu pradyumna devayatanasya vaijayantim abhilikhati.
Uh, so someone's writing
Yeah,
Abhilikati.
someone is
This
abhilikhati.
guy, Usha,
This guy, right? Oh,
Yeah,
look at that guy, right?
yeah,
That guy,
mhm,
or this guy is
and
abhilikhati,
yeah,
in
is
the in a
writing
Vijayant
on something, right? Actually,
and okay, so in a Vijayant, so Vijayanthi is like a flag, right?
yeah.
yeah,
So he's
yeah,
And
writing,
the Vaijayanti is a banner, right, or a
yeah.
flag
yeah.
Okay.
at the Pradyumna Devayatana.
So of a
At the
hmm.
temple of Pradumna.
Yeah, at
And is
the
it a flag or is it like a pillar?
I think here is
Could
a
be a could be a yeah.
oh, I guess it could be a
I thought he
pillar.
was like kind of like, you know,
Thinking there's a
I
kosha
think
that's
you
called
might be
Vijayant.
right,
yeah.
actually. Yeah, I
I
translated it
actually
as
think it's
flag, but
the standard, we might say. Uh,
mm, right. Yeah. We'll see what it is
okay. Yeah.
because how about the flagpole?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Have
Okay,
it
so
both ways.
Yeah.
he's doing some graffiti.
Yes, he's doing graffiti. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is your graffiti artist,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Eight the
right?
dinditon namapo.
Yeah, that's D&D as
This
hell.
is so yeah,
Yeah,
that's
That's Dindy
D&D.
AF.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. Okay, okay.
That's
Yeah.
such like that's such
That's such Dindy
dindy,
behavior.
dindy behavior.
That's some D&D
That's
shit. Yeah.
so dindy, right?
Yeah, that's so dindy.
All right. And I think boho I translate continuously as like damn.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Dag.
Yeah.
Dag,
Damn.
yeah.
That's so dindy,
Yeah.
right? Actually,
Mhm.
boho is a formal address that's only supposed to be used by Brahmins to other Brahmins
Yeah.
according to like the
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think that's
formal
it.
dictionaries.
No.
But that's exactly what's happening is like
Yeah.
this is a lowbrow humor and it's using these words in irreverent ways. So I say damn. That's
Hmm.
so dindy, right?
Hmm.
Uh, and then I'm gonna
And
keep
so
going.
and so I see ete, so ete dindino,
Hmm.
so
That's
probably
right.
the plural nominative. So these
That's right.
these
Hmm.
dindis
These
Hmm.
dindies,
Hmm.
are not ati viprakrishta.
viprakrishta, right?
Are not
Pulled
very far
away.
away from, I would
Yeah.
maybe say, are
Yeah,
not very far away from monkeys.
exactly. Right. They're not too different from, or like,
Yeah, they're
yeah.
not. Yeah, I mean, Viplakrishna means really literally means dragged apart, but it means
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, they're not very dragged apart from monkeys.
yeah,
right.
exactly. Yeah.
They're not.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah. Too far away from being monkeys, something like
yeah,
Okay.
that. Right?
so funny.
So he's like slagging
Yeah,
these guys off, right?
yeah,
Why? Oh, kimcha tavad asya dindikeshu priyatvam. Right?
yeah.
And then he's gonna tell you what they do, right?
Okay.
So, right? So you can
So,
also, yeah.
so like, damn, like
Yeah.
this is
Damn.
super popular or like it's beloved
Something like, you
among.
know what? Right. This is this stuff is just what they like to do, right?
This
Something like
is
that.
just what it, yeah, this is just what Dindikas get into.
The kind of stuff, maybe.
Well, this is just what Dindies get into. This is just the
Priyatvam.
kind of
This
stuff Dindies like
Dindies are into or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that turns Dindies on.
Okay.
Right?
And then
Yeah,
we get
Dindi
this
no
sort of,
hinama. You know what they are, right?
yeah,
yeah, because they're like
Dindies
this.
are,
yeah.
right.
Let me tell you about Dindies.
Dindies are like this, right?
Yeah.
So this is also, yeah, this is still really, yeah, anyway. Alekyam atma lipibhir gamayanti nasham.
Hmm.
Saudheshu kurcha kamashimalam arpayanti. Adaya tikshna taradharam ayovikaram. This
Hmm.
might be a prasada bhumishu gunakriya charanti.
Hmm. Okay, this is great. So,
So this is by the way to the one two people still with us. This
yeah.
is this is the earliest kind of social criticism of graffiti artists
Yeah,
in the
cool.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. This is the like just now, like today, people are like, ah, these young punks. They're
Yeah.
just scribbling their tags all over the place. This is what's happening in fifth century with
Yeah.
Jane also. It's like these dindies are doing the same
Yeah.
thing. Right.
So they ruin. So they
That's
literally
right. Nasham. They
Yeah.
they cause them to go to ruin.
Yeah.
And cause the
right.
alekyam. So these like drawings or like
Hmm.
paintings or something like I assume like
Paintings.
Yeah.
or murals or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why this might be a flag actually, right? Like if it's like a banner, they're just
Yeah.
scribbling on the
And
I
so
mean,
with
I was,
their yeah with their scribbles or with their writing.
yeah. 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 With their own,
with
yeah.
their own scribbles. Atmalipi.
And again, like I don't want to go too far with it, but I think it could also just be inscriptions. They
It's going
scratch
to be
over
in the next
inscriptions.
one.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Yeah, with
second,
their own
third line.
inscription.
Oh,
Yeah.
The
okay.
third
Oh,
line you'll
right.
get.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think each one is actually different.
Okay.
Uh,
So they
each
scroll over
method
paintings
of
that,
writing is different.
okay. Hmm.
So here I think it's writing
Okay.
with
Pictures. Okay.
lipi. Then Saudheshu kurchakamashimalam arpayanti. On Saudhas,
Yeah. On
Saudhas are
stuccoed
whitewashed
walls,
walls, right?
stuccoed
Yeah,
Yeah.
houses. Yeah.
right. I took it as whitewashed mansions
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
on stuccoed walls. I think it's the whiteness of it is
Yeah.
the on
Yeah.
uh, whitewashed walls, let's say, right?
Hmm.
And is
They
mushy is a thing, right?
arpayanti. What's that?
It's mushy. Is that ink?
Mashimalam. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
they get ink stains in?
Right.
Not sure
Yeah.
what
Kurchaka
kurchika.
mashimalam.
Yeah.
Not sure what kurchika is.
Kurchika is a
Ku
brush. Oh,
brush. Yeah.
paintbrush.
So kurshaka mashimalam. So they bestow, they arpayanti. The arpana is like what God gives to us, right? Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
grant
yeah,
these walls with they bless them, maybe,
Yeah.
right?
yeah. I think that's a great
With
register.
kurshaka
They offer yeah
mashimalam.
ink. They offer the ink of the brush.
Right.
Yeah, they bless them. That's
I
great.
took
Yeah.
malam mashimalam as blotches of ink
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
that are smeared by their
Yeah,
brushes, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Ink from their brush, right? Something like
Hmm.
that. Adaya tikshnatara dharam ayovikaram.
Oh
There's
wow.
your
That's there we go. That's great. Yes. Yeah.
so having taken, right?
Uh-huh.
Adaya
Yeah.
uh
Like
ayovikaram
Hmm.
the
some
ayas,
sort of
right?
metal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the what
Yeah,
would you say?
ayas is a metal, right?
Yeah.
A
yeah.
vikaram. So it's like a they've they've made their own, pen. Like they've
Hmm.
twisted it, like
Whose
twisted metal or
whose
Yeah.
blade
shard
is
of metal.
super sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah, with tikshnatara dharam.
Yeah.
So they've taken a piece of metal, turned it, made it super sharp. It's like a
Yeah.
Yeah,
shift, in
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
yeah.
prison
His
or whatever.
hara is
Like
super
Yeah.
sharp.
they've taken a piece of metal, made it super sharp, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
And prasada bhumishu guna kriyaya charanti. They walk around,
Hmm.
right? They charanti.
No.
They
Yeah.
walk around guna kriyaya. Guna is a termite.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Oh yeah, because
So
Purnakshara is like the writing in the
Yeah.
termites. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. They walk around. They walk around
acting like
on the
prasada bhumi.
palace grounds, on the
Yeah.
mansion grounds, with the behavior, with the activity of a termite.
Cool. That's like making those like inscriptions and like carving things into the walls.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
like this is what's happening on the streets of Vancouver, you know?
Nice.
But 1500 years ago, this guy was doing the same thing.
Nice.
We've run out of
Well,
time, but
Do you like and so
this is
with the
humor.
yeah, and wait, and so Adish and Luke, like would you
Hmm.
say that would you say this is Hasya Rasa or just Hasa or something more direct?
Well, that's for us to decide and
Yeah,
debate,
I
right?
kind
I feel like it's Hassa,
I
right?
that's how I feel too.
There's a couple of things that make this unique. One, in terms of Sanskrit poetry and theater, one is that throughout, the fourth wall is broken in
mhm,
Bharnas,
yeah.
right? Bharnas always include the audience in, like, the Vita is directly talking to the audience, right?
Yeah.
Like he's saying this and nobody else is around, right? He's saying Kim cha tavadayam likati.
Mm,
What's he writing now, right?
yep.
Like he's not talking to himself there, actually. He's talking to us, right? Like nobody else is on stage, right?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think like there it can only be Hassa because there's never anyone else to laugh with,
Hmm.
like he's making us laugh at the person we're imagining
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
who's coming in.
Hmm.
Um, which also then raises a question of, so one of the things that happens, right, in Bhanas, this is going to be our club conversation really, is that humor is only found in these really early Bhanas, this kind of like just making fun of people. This kind of humor, right? Like the making fun of people humor is only found in these early Bhanas. In the later Bhanas, it's all
Mm,
kind of tongue in cheek, wink, wink, erotic humor,
Mm.
where it's like kind of playing, it's less about like making fun of these people over there and more about like us, because it's so kind of titillating or sort of
Yeah.
smutty, for lack of a better term, right? The
Hmm.
Well, I don't know. I
the
mean,
the verses.
this will be a discussion though, because I mean, the
Yeah.
one that I've been looking at, which is kind of an early modernish one, you might even
Hmm.
say that
Hmm.
it is very like it talks about like these different people that come from different places that
Does
are
it?
hanging around,
Okay,
and
so
you know,
it's still making fun of
yeah,
others and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. There's
Okay,
a
because the
whole
Other South Indian ones, like this Vasanta, I think that's Tyler's is the main culprit of the accusation that these later
Yeah. Yeah.
bhanas weren't funny, that they were just meant to be erotic and
mm,
arouse the reader and
I
be
mean,
sort of
there's a bit of
titillating,
that too, but a lot of
Yeah, that's
mine is
right?
about
just like
yeah.
making fun of. I mean, just
Okay.
it's a lot of making fun of Gujaratis.
There's a lot of that in the Padataritaka as well.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Latis take
Yeah.
a, and the Kokanese.
yeah,
Kokanese are also made fun of
yeah.
quite readily. They make fun of everybody. The Greeks are quite. This one actually, this graffiti artist turns out to be a Buddhist. Uh, so the joke is actually like he makes fun of Buddhism. Yeah, right. It's like
You're like, we have
Karunatmakasya
to read
bhavato.
more, we have to read
Yeah.
more of these, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a kind of whole like the we can just look at the last line. He's like, so at the end, this fellow Nirapeksha, he's like,
Hmm.
can you just let me go, right? Because
Mhm,
he's tired of the jokes, right?
mhm,
He's like, sadhu muchyayam iti. Can you, good sir,
Oh,
can you please let me go? And then he's like, Sarvata durlabhaste moksha.
yeah.
Liberation is always it's so
Liberation
hard
is
for you
always
to
hard.
find, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
like
yeah. That's
kind of
very
making
funny.
fun
That's a good joke. That's a good joke.
of right, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, with that, I guess we can give you some liberation, Tyler.
All right.
yeah.
Yes, you stayed up
Liberate
late
you
for us, Tyler, so thank
from
you.
this foolish
This has been
experiment
such a
of
blast.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
thank you again for having me as a guest star for this installment.
Yeah, I feel like we should, we should just keep doing this every week. And
See if
Luther and
there's
I guess we'll figure
Yeah,
out
let
for
me know.
whoever's watching on the YouTube, if there's anyone, we'll figure out ways to kind of like turn this into a thing. Uh,
Gotta
definitely.
maybe.
think of the name.
All right.
Right.
So
Yes,
Right.
that's what we need.
the title.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Rasa.
All right. Anyway, so
But
thank you again, Tyler, and
yeah, thanks,
thanks
Tyler.
to
It's a
everyone for
Yep.
joy. We'll
watching.
do it again. We'll do some Bana related stuff too. I think we need to get
Cool.
the Bana band together.
Yeah.
Thanks, Luke. Yeah. I'm glad to
Thank
Thanks,
have
Luke.
you in the
yeah.
class,
Thanks,
Luke.
Lola.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
The
Russell
restoration.
Lalit Krishna says Rasa resonators,
Russell
Rasa
reactors.
reactors. Right? Something like that. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Russell
Yeah.
Rangers.
Rasa Rangers. Right.
All right.
Cool.
Okay. We'll
Have a
find
good
something.
yeah,
Okay.
All right.
have
Let's
a
do
good
it again
evening.
soon, Tyler.
Yeah, would love
Always,
to. Would
we
love to.
should continue this, read more stuff and find something that hits.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm game. I'm game. Maybe some Kshemendra. So
Shimindra, let's do that for sure. Luther, let's talk. Let's try to
oh, I
organize
love
something
yeah.
here.
Shamandra.
So
I
Let's
love
get
Shamandra. So yeah, we could talk about
okay.
that.